Oh, hello. Looks like we're live. Made it to another fly day. These weeks are rolling by. I swear I was just here. I was like, dang, it's Friday tomorrow. It's crazy how quick days are going by, man. Hi, Pamela Hobbs. I'm a weird BTS fan. Hi. Nisha Davis, hey. How y'all doing? Hi, sup? Hi. Billie Jean, or Aria Martin, Katie Allen, Diana Lopez, Hot Cocoa. It's Steph 10. It's just Sephora. Oh yeah, I like that name. Moses Bacon, Pamela Hobbs again. All right, how y'all doing today? So we got 55 people in so far. Yet another Friday. How are you? I'm good. I'm chilling. All right, so let's get started with some questions, yo. It is hopefully, if you guys saw my update on the comment section, the community section, hopefully I will be in Korea in the fall. I'm only planning to go this time for like a month because I want to be back in time to vote. So I am hoping that I'll have some new vlogs and stuff to show y'all. So here we go. All right. Oh, I see the badges and the emojis. Jackie Nielsen. My name's the worst. Triscari Kale? Yeah, I can't read though, so that's also on me. All right, Mariam Sanyang, can you tell me how you got a job in Korea? Well, the talk program. I do want to clarify something too, because I got a DM from a girl saying, because I did say that with the talk program, you don't need a degree. What I meant was a bachelor's. It's like the only program that makes an exception for the bachelor's because they accept associate's degrees too. But if you don't have your bachelor's completed, you have to be currently enrolled in your bachelor's program. So yeah, I joined with the talk program. I applied. They already set you up with a school. You don't get to choose where you are. You just go where they tell you to go randomly. So yeah. That's what how I got teaching in Korea. Oh, Moses making no question. Just happy to see you online again. Thank you. But I feel better if you guys ask questions because that makes me feel useful. I see Henrik Michelson. Hey, mods. Yeah, I got hella moderators now. Joy S. Which do you think is better, talk or epic? Look, for me going to Korea, yeah, I wanted to teach and it was a really good experience. But with the epic program, you work a lot more, but you also get paid a lot more. So it depends on what you prioritize. For me, I like the talk program more because I have more free time to travel, to meet people, to chill, to be in Korea and not be at a desk teaching kids all day. The epic program, you do make more money, but you also work more. The talk program is much more lax as far as the hours. We only worked 15 hours a week. And me, honestly, I never actually worked that because classes would always get canceled for like swimming lessons or classes would get canceled because, oh, there's an assembly today, there's a field trip today. And I only did mostly after school, but I did some curriculum too. So it depends. I would say the talk program, if you want to experience Korea, I would say epic if you want to actually be a working professional. Because with talk program, it's much more like a scholarship. That's what it's called. Like we're called talk scholars, not so much teachers. So yeah. Christina Ayrd, what's your favorite K-drama? I like this one called Inspiring Generation. It's from like 2014, but that's been my go-to. I love it. It's an action one, but it's also really, really good. M499J, hi, are you still going to work for the airlines? Yo, I got my CJO, the conditional job offer, July 11th of 2019. And they told us all in our congratulatory emails that training would likely be in the fall, but maybe in the spring. So I'm like, all right, cool. Hopefully this will be worth it. I can wait it out. And training is 6 weeks. And we had to go to Houston for it. But as soon as Corona hit, they were like, hey, back in March, they said, hey, so it looks like training is not going to be till late 2020 or early 2021. And I think it all depends on when this vaccine thing gets sorted out and when people finally learn to stay home and wear a mask. So the longer people play around, they're playing with my employment. So that is what's really, really frustrating about all of this. Because I thought at least by this year I would know where I'm gonna live, because there's like different hubs. So you just get put where they need you. So I could be in Chicago, Tokyo, LA, Denver, Washington, D.C., London, Hong Kong. Like it's a few hubs, and I don't know where I'm gonna go because I don't know where we're needed the most. And what's sad is I joined this Facebook United, like CJO chat, where a lot of people are just like, I want to start working and trying to vent about our experience. And somebody made a poll about like who's been waiting the longest. There are some people who got their offer in April of 2019. So I was like, damn. But most people, there was like 100 people who responded, like 58 people got their offers in July last year too. So I'm like, damn, they got us around here just waiting. So I'm just waiting. They haven't canceled their offer. They haven't updated anything since March. So I'm just waiting. Candy Saber, hi, have you watched any animes lately? Boy, have I. Okay, so I finally jumped on the fairy tale train. I didn't know it was so long though. I'm in like episode 55 now. I thought it was only like maybe 24 episodes or something, because on Netflix there's only like 48. And then when I Googled, because it seemed like it ended where there's still more left. So I was like, is there like a second season somewhere? And I Googled how many episodes of Fairy Tale are there, and they're like 253 or something. I was like, wait. Let me find out if this is actually worth it before I keep going. I like the first few episodes more, but I still kind of like it. But yeah, that's what I've been watching lately. LB, is it better to apply to a school by yourself through a recruiter to secure a job exactly where you want and whether you want to work in a public or hagwon, or is it better to apply through Epic or Talk? See, that again, that depends, because when you apply with a recruiter and through an individual school, you get paid a lot more. Like my friend Bria, for example, she makes like, I want to say like 2.7 or like 3.3 million won a month. And you can see all those offers, but you also work a lot more. She works like 2 to 10 and she only gets weekends off. I only worked after school, and a lot of that time it was canceled. So I was just on the computer doing stuff or lesson planning for the next day. So it depends on what you want. If you want to make more money, then I would say work at a hagwon. But if you want more like job security and stability, then I would say definitely a public school. But public school jobs are harder to come by because they're trying to get Gyopo teachers, which is like a Korean person who grew up abroad. So, laggy. So I think it just depends on what you want. For me, I made enough money with Talk. I wasn't balling, but I wasn't struggling either. So I like the Talk program. My friends liked working at hagwons, and my friend Erin too. If you have a pet, I would say apply directly to a school, because the reason she didn't go through Epic is because the housing they guarantee doesn't allow pets. So if you want to be able to have better luck finding a place that will let you have your pet, you should go to a school directly and apply with them directly. Antoinette, what are you going to do in Korea in the fall? I'm just planning to visit for like a month. I miss it there. It would be nice to be in a place where Corona isn't so rampant. The only thing that sucks is that's not including the 2 weeks of quarantine, because people are allowed to go to Korea right now. I think most Asian countries let you go, but you're quarantined for 2 weeks upon arrival. So I'm going to have to just sit there like for 2 weeks, and then I can go out and travel and stuff. Like they have to monitor you and make sure you're not bringing more Corona to the country. So there's that. But yeah, I'm just going to meet up with some of my friends that I miss, try to vlog it a bit, and gather as much juice and dirt as I can, and then come back home to vote. That's what everything's going to go as far as, that's the plan right now, but we'll see. For all we know, they might say, yeah, no, y'all out of control in America. No Americans could come. Who knows? Praying for a fall miracle. Girl, me too. BRB with Danny V. Woo! Here for my first time catching your live. Thank you. Pamela Hobbs, how long are flight attendant training? It depends on the airline. For United, it's 6 weeks. So we have to learn how to do CPR. We have to learn the airport codes and time zone translations and stuff. So for United, it's 6 weeks, but companies, sometimes it's only like 2 weeks. Sometimes it's 5. For us, it's 6. But again, I haven't even heard anything since March, which I guess is kind of good, because that means they haven't been like, hey, we're going to have to cancel your offer, because that's kind of what I'm expecting next, but I'm hoping it doesn't happen because I know once things get back to normal, people travel. Like an industry in demand, and that's why I felt so secure applying last year. I was like, this is a job that's never going to go away. People are constantly going to be traveling. So yeah. Lilani, who's your bias in Blackpink? Lilani, I love Lisa. That's my bae. She's so sassy. She's an Aries like me, so I love her. She's like cute and sassy. She speaks all those languages. I like Lisa. Henrik Michelson, stay in quarantine a few weeks before traveling. Yeah, I'm basically in quarantine now. I haven't left my house in like 2 weeks. After my roommate's coronavirus test came back negative, I still haven't gone anywhere. I've been binging anime and editing. So, Daisha Duckett, who's your bias in BTS? My Namjoon, girl, always and forever. I love Namjoon. Oh, a lot of people asking about the flight attendant thing. Yeah, I'm still just waiting. Like the last update I got from United was on March 5th, and they said, "Look, Corona's happening. We're sorry." Before the Corona, it was the Boeing 737 jet issues. Like you guys saw about the one that went down in Africa. I think two planes took off, like crashed right after takeoff, and they had to figure out what was going on with that because United uses a lot of Boeing planes, so they couldn't really focus on training people and putting more people in the air if people are falling out of the sky. So that was one of the problems. Candy Saber, can tall and thin people find clothes in Korean stores in Korean stores in South Korea? I'd say so, but define tall because tall for me is like 5'11" because I'm only 5'4". So it depends on what you mean by tall. But thin is definitely not a problem in Korea. If anything, they need to realize the world is not like this and accommodate more sizes. So that's the difference. But tall, it depends on what you mean by tall, but I don't think there'd be a problem. Especially in Itaewon, they do have more like artsy style clothing and stuff. Like one of my friends, she's heavier and taller, and we would go there with her. Like if we're like, hey, we're going clubbing this weekend, we'd hit up Itaewon so she could find something new to wear. So Henrik Max, yeah, 737 Max jets. United uses a lot of those planes, and they've been having issues with them. So then the Corona hit. It's just I picked the worst possible time to try and be a flight attendant, but it seemed right post Korea. Like you know what, next adventure, traveling. Like it made sense. It's just horrible timing. Iron Lopez, does it matter what major option your degree is in? My current major is education with the option of English education, but I am planning on changing it to applied language studies. I'm assuming you mean about teaching. They accept any bachelor's degree. I met people with psychology degrees who were teaching English, business management who were teaching English. I studied geology, has nothing to do with English. People were math majors. As long as it's a bachelor's that's complete, they like welcome to Korea. It's crazy because I was like, I have no teaching experience. I did not study education at all. They're not gonna hire me, but they do. So yeah. Oh, Danny Sparrow, do your kids watch your videos? They actually still do. Only a few, though. I'm sure most of them forgot me by now. It's been like 2 years. But one of my kids in particular, she was a fifth grader at my school in Taeyeon, and she's still like, hi, teacher, watching your video. I went swimming today. Or hi, teacher, I'm in sixth grade now. It's so cute. Like, the kids are probably what I miss the most about work. Oh my gosh. Don't get me wrong. There were days where I was just like, y'all are so annoying. But most of the time, they were really fun. I don't think I would have liked it as much, honestly, if I taught like high school and because looking up to these, because I already had a sixth grader who was taller than me. So looking up to these kids and trying to tell them to listen and do what I say, they'd be like, say that to my face. Like, I'd be like, sit down, please. So I enjoyed teaching the kiddies. Min Honey, are there other American people you you watch on YouTube that lives in Korea, like Rocky and Megan Bowen. Yeah, I used to watch them. Honestly, these days I don't really watch too many Korean. We spend a lot of time on YouTube watching stuff about the news these days, and then I'll take a break to watch like Corey Kenshin play a scary game. That's pretty much what my life is on YouTube right now. I don't really watch. Before I went to Korea, that's all I watched was these vlogs, and that's why I was like, oh, it's gonna be lit. I can't wait. And once I started to live it, I was like, I don't really need this anymore. And it's kind of like that with the dramas too. Like I used to watch a ton of dramas before I went to Korea. And then once I got there, I stopped watching. So yeah. Cami K, is it better to work for private or public schools? In my opinion, public is better because it's more stable. I've seen YouTube videos, people making horror stories about their hagwon and how they got fired right before their contract was up just so they didn't have to get their severance pay. You make a lot more at a hagwon, and it's a way easier to get a hagwon job, but the pay, the stability is not that great. You work all the time and you get very few holidays. So a lot of people want to teach in Korea for the experience of living abroad, but working at a hagwon, you're constantly working. Like even some of my friends now, she's like, yo, I'm ready to come back home because all I do is work. So it depends. Oh, okay. Antoinette, for women's shoes, does it only go up to 250? Have you noticed any more size? I guarantee that my friend I was talking about when we went to Itaewon, her shoe size is bigger than 250 milliliters. And we went to Itaewon to get her shoes. So I think my shoe size is like 240 or something. And I'm like a 6.5, 7 US. So they definitely exist. You just gotta order, especially online, or go to Itaewon usually to try and find them, or get a men's shoe. Honestly, it's weird because people in Korea really do have like way smaller feet. It's like a kid size. Like I remember one day I accidentally slipped into my mentor teacher's shoes. She's grown, like she's like in her 40s, and I couldn't get my whole foot in. I'm like, dang, she must be like a 5. Like her feet are tiny. um, Triscari K. I'm gonna just call you or Ko. Ko. I'll call you Triscari K if that's okay. Did you notice an age restriction or bias? I'm over 25 and really want to teach in Korea. As long as you have a degree and you're not over 65, they will accept you. I met people in the talk program who were as young as 19 somehow. Like there was a girl, she was Korean, so I think that might be how she was able to bypass some of the requirements. I'm not sure, but she was only like 19. And the oldest person I met teaching was like maybe 53 or something. They weren't in my intake of like teachers, but they gave a lecture and they're like, I started the talk program 2 years ago, and they were like in their 50s. So as long as you're not older than 65 and you are 18 or over, you're good. You're really fine. Shan Wilder, 65? Yeah, 65. They take people 65 and older. I guess they're like, nah, you're too old to teach. But if you're 64, you got time. You got a chance. Elena Leia, is clothing sizes in Korea kind of weird? Like like small here would be yes. Okay, I know what you mean. So you guys know the website Yes Style, for example. It's like that in Asian countries. Period. I am a small person. Like I weigh maybe like 125. I'm like 5'4". My jean size is like a 5 or a 7 or 4, depending on the store you go at. But even I got these jeans that fit me like a small, and they're on Yes Style's website as a large. And I was looking at it, I was like, I should get that in a large just in case. And I'm glad I did because it hugs me mad tight. And I was like, wow, this is a small. People are quite petite in Asian countries. Like that's how they make their clothes. They with the skinny legs, or like how your legs just go to your hip and like there's no thigh there and no hip or anything. So yeah, definitely. Alina Garcia, do you have any tips for the interview process for talk? I do. My thing is with I was nervous because they ask you a lot of like scenario based questions. They're like, if there are two kids fighting, what would you do? If there's a kid who's desperately trying to communicate with you and you can't act it out or you can't explain, what would you do? There are a lot of like scenario stuff you can look up and practice your response to because they use like pretty generic basic ones. So I would also focus on emphasizing how friendly of a person you are, how patient you are. Because to be a teacher, you need to be patient. You need to be friendly. You can't mention, oh, I would fight. Oh, I'm gonna separate that shit. Like you, you gotta be like, I would try to calmly. You just gotta sell yourself. Like you gotta project yourself as a calming spirit. Because you're a teacher. You can't be ready to pop off or be weird. You know what I mean? So that would probably be my tip for the interviews. There's a ton of scenarios you can like look up and practice responding to them. Men, honey, I don't have any hips, so that wouldn't be a problem. I don't have any hips either, but it was still a problem for me. So you might have more hips than you think. Oh, Bree, no, I'm going to work now. Thanks for stopping by, though. Nia G, basically like a regular interview. Pretty much, yeah. Except just focus more on, like, even if, because I didn't have any teaching experience to be like, well, in the past, I was able to do this. So just emphasize that, be like, I try to diffuse situations. I try to do this. And they're like, okay, I'm taking notes. And I used to get nervous when she would ask me a question and it'd take like 4 minutes to write stuff down. I'm like, what's she saying? I just fucked up, didn't I? So that was a bit of a worry. Jesus Christ, I have thighs for days. Yeah. I will say I was pleasantly surprised. They have a store in Korea called Spow, and I can find jeans there. Like they actually have sizes, like with hip space and thighs. But I was like, let me just see what they got. And I was like, I saw actual numbers, like instead of just one size on the tag, like I'm used to seeing, I actually saw sizes. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get my jeans from here. Because I used to do Forever 21 mostly, but when I left Korea, they were closing down. So I don't know if they're gonna put more back. I'm not sure. Double A, there was an aerospace crash in India today, 22. Yeah, I just saw that on Instagram, like before I went live. And I'm not gonna lie, seeing stories like that make me go like, do I really want to get on a plane this frequently? But it's much more dangerous to drive than it is to fly. So I try to look at it that way. But yeah, that sucks, man. Planes are scary. Like, I don't mind so much takeoff. Landing is what makes me nervous because when it's hard, I'll be like, ugh. I just imagine the tires blowing out. I'm weird, or the wheels busting. I got issues. Cami K, what about hair in Korea? I usually keep my hair in braids or I'm natural. Well, the thing is, Itaewon does have products, like they have the Shea Moistures and everything, but they cost more. Like you can go to Walmart in America and it might be like $6.99. You go to Korea, it's like $22. And I'm like, so you can order it online if you don't want to spend that much money, because that's kind of just what I end up having to do. The good thing is Korea is one of those major world leader or like developed countries. So a lot of places and companies ship there. So you don't have to worry about, oh, I hope they ship to this country. A lot of places that ship to America also ship to Korea. So I wasn't really worried about that. Just saying. BB is saying, oh, Alina Leia, do you have to be a certain height to be a flight attendant? Yeah, I think they said you have to be at least, like they said, as long as you're tall enough to reach the overhead bin. And I want to say that was like 5'1". You have to be at least 5'1". I think that was 5'1" or 5'2", I think. But as long as you're tall enough to reach the overhead bin, then you're fine. Maya 22, what month are you planning to go to Korea? I'm planning for the end of September so I can quarantine then and then try to enjoy October. But again, a lot of stuff has to go right for that to happen, so we'll see. But I want to be back to vote in person physically because I'm not trying to have my absentee ballot get lost in the mail. So even though it sucks, like I wish I lived in a state that was more important. Like I'm registered to vote in Maryland. Maryland always votes blue. I can't remember the last time Maryland voted in a Republican, except for our governor, but he's very moderate. So I'm thinking I want to be back by November 3rd to vote. And then I might go back to Korea, depending on if there's finally any update about United, because whenever I get the email, I got to make my way to Houston. So I need to try and keep myself flexible too. Depresso Trash 101. Hey, are you okay today? I'm pretty good. I usually feel better talking, which is weird. And then I saw this funny face something app or whatever. I saw Taeyang posted a few weeks ago, but then I saw Trevor Noah just posted it too. I said, let me download this app. Y'all, it's fun. You like take a picture of yourself and then they have these preloaded videos and stuff of people and then your face just kind of goes on it. It's fun. um Shimmy shimmy yeah, shimmy yeah, shimmy y'all. Right. Swalala. Rosiest, I want to start my YouTube channel, but I'm kind of anxious about it. Do you have any tips? Listen, I constantly say this. My biggest regret about YouTube is not starting when I really wanted to. The longer I waited, the more I'll discourage myself because I was like, oh, the hate comments and people are mean. And I'm not gonna lie, that happens. People are mean as hell for no reason. People randomly, you coon, you ugly bitch, nobody likes black girls. I get that all the time, but I I know in my mind that people only say this shit because they're not happy. So I try not to let anxiety type of things affect me now because for the most part, people, y'all are supportive. Like I don't really have to worry too much about being anxious or worried. I started with just my phone. I had a little selfie stick that happened to be a tripod. And I just sat down and started talking one day and it ended up working out. So like I like gave myself this ultimatum. Like if I make it to Korea, I'm gonna start making YouTube videos as soon as I get there. I got to Korea in February 2017. I didn't start my channel until May 2018. So yeah, I would just say just start it. I overanalyzed the first few. I was like, let me rewatch. I shouldn't say that. And no, that might make somebody upset. But I mean, after a while, you just kind of get the hang of it. You get used to it. If you watch my first video, I'm like, yeah, so I applied to the talk program and it's only from 7 countries where they accept you. I was very like timid. And now seeing how I am now, you just get used to it. Like people evolve, people adapt. And I just started. Like it's weird. I know it's corny, but just start it. I mean, double A, what do you not like about Korea? Uh, I don't like all the smoking. People smoke a lot of cigarettes there. I don't like people constantly staring at you. I don't like how people value looks over everything. Like looks are overly important. I don't like that. um, the air quality is not great usually. So those are probably my biggest disgruntlements. And it's also really hard to make friends with people there. Native Korean people, not foreigners. Foreigners are like this in Korea. But yeah. Depresso Trash 101. I heard they smoke a lot in Japan too. They do, but I haven't noticed it in so many like public settings. Like in Korea, randomly just you're like, oh God, like somebody in front of you, you get a gush of nicotine in your face. That didn't I mean, I was only in Korea or in Japan for like a week, but it didn't happen to me there. And I do notice Korea's starting to be like, you gotta smoke in this room or you can't smoke in this restaurant, but it's just clubbing and then smelling your hair at the end of the night. It's like, ugh. It's always cigarettes. That's a good one too. Men, honey, people be spitting everywhere in Korea. Yeah, yeah. I'm like, that's a thing too. I'm not really a fan of the spitting so much. um, shimmy, shimmy. Why is that song stuck in my head now? Alyssa Beck, how's the street fashion in Korea and Japan? Honestly, I feel like Japanese street fashion is a bit more like it's like two extremes I saw. I was only there a week, but like there was like the cutesy egg yolk doll stuff because we spent a lot of time in Harajuku, and then there's like the edgy rock-ish looking scene, and there was a bit of like hip hop mixing it too. But I think street fashion in Korea is a lot more out there and obvious, where it's not like only in certain districts. People dress the way they do like everywhere in Seoul. I love Seoul street fashion. I like all the chains and the way they cut clothes sometimes. And I'm like, I never would have thought of like having the back cut out like that. It's really cute. I like Korean street fashion. They just need to make sizes more like adaptable and friendly. Jesus Christ, I think I'm gonna start posting videos on TikTok first, then move it to YouTube, but not the basic shit you see on TikTok. You're not gonna catch me doing TikTok dances. Yeah, I mean, whatever makes you feel more comfortable, like start and then work your way up. I just kind of just went for it with YouTube. I never did the whole TikTok thing. I might, if Microsoft buys it, or I might hop on Reels or something. I'm not sure. I don't know. We'll see. Vanellis Rosales. Do you need a degree to go to talk? Yes. You need either an associate's degree or you need to be in the process of obtaining your bachelor's. Like you have to have at least half of your bachelor's degree finished and then you can apply, or have your associate's degree. Hot cocoa. Hello from UK, Wales. Oh, can I read this in a British accent? Wales is a country in the UK, by the way. I know that. The UK is what? Scotland, Northern Ireland, England, and Wales, right? 4 countries in the UK? Or then there's Brexit, so I don't know if that counts anymore. Okay, what do you think about K-music and Black women? I've seen some of the videos, and they're really cringy. I only watched one of her videos, and that was enough for me to be like, she ain't it. I don't know anything about this girl, but like I said, when I saw something like idols ready to risk it for Black women, and all it was a dude looking this way, I'm like, what is he risking? He turned his head, like, dude. That I don't watch her channel. I don't condone that stuff. Nobody is that thirsty. Like it's not okay. It's not a healthy image to put out there that we're like, please look at us and please notice us. You look left. You see me, right? You want me? No, it's dumb. Ah, sorry. Shimmy, 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 drawing. Swalla la la. Self-taught. Did you go to South Korea alone? I did. But the cool thing is with the talk program, like I said, they make like group chats for you on Facebook, so I could talk to people. I went alone. I got on a plane alone, but I didn't arrive alone. Like I actually met up with a girl who were like, "Hey, let's go to Busan together," and we got on the same shuttle. And then as soon as you get there, you're in a position to make friends. Like you got a roommate, you got people on your floor. Y'all already know what province you're going to, and then they give you these name tags to say where you're gonna live. So it's really cool. Yeah, shimmy, shimmy. Why is that song? Okay, that song stuck in my head because I was talking about that face swapping app, and that Jason Derulo song is one of the options, and that was stuck in my head. BB calling someone. Wait, calling someone pretty for their skin tone is a culture thing. Wait, huh? What's going on? I don't think that's a culture thing. I don't know. Layla Lulu, what are some of your K-pop favorite choreographies? Honestly, every time I watch Monsta X's choreography, I am very much in a trance because I don't know, like I literally, whenever they put out a new video, I have to watch their videos like 8 times just because I love it. I'm like, look at Show Do Go. I love their choreography. So Monsta X is one of those groups where I love every dance that they do. And choreography is important to me because like when I hear a song, like if I'm just listening to it, I really like the fact that I can see the choreo that goes along with it. So usually Monsta X stuff is my favorite. But BTS, they be going in. I'm not a fan of like the cute girly type of choreography. I like hip hop choreography. Jesus Christ. CC, you ever thought about making podcasts kind of like Friday Lives? Not really. It's just like I'm already posting a lot on Instagram. I am already doing these every Friday. I post at least like 2 videos a week on the public video or the public channel. I'm trying to put content for exclusive members and then a podcast too. Plus, I don't really know what I talk about in a podcast. It's weird because I don't like hearing my own voice. So I don't want to put my voice out there more, especially when it's just my voice. Like with videos, I can edit stuff in and put in little memes and text and stuff. But when it's just a podcast and it's just audio, I don't think that's for me though, honestly. Def Thalia, I'm learning Everglow choreo, and that got my heart pumping every time. Goodbye, radios. Yeah, I like the choreography too. I just don't like girly type of choreo. Ooh. Oh yeah. Hit you with that do. Oh, we're talking about skin tones? Oh, okay. I see what's going on. Shimmy, shimmy. Slipperlick, can you still get into talk if you're about to get your bachelor's? I won't have my bachelor's in hand till April 2021. Yes, as long as you are like halfway considered. Because when I applied to the talk program, I was literally on campus taking classes. And even when I first went to Korea, I took online classes for the whole first year I was in Korea. So as long as you're as long as you're actively in it, if you're like taking like a gap type of thing, then, or if you've been like in hiatus sort of with your higher education, they might be like, we need to see that you're currently getting your bachelor's degree. So I was still in school. I was still enrolled when I applied and they accepted me. And a lot of people were taking like 6 months off or a year off to teach. Some people stayed and took 2 years off to teach. So yeah, definitely. As long as you're actively still in school, then you're good. It's Mel. Come to Canada. Dude, I'd love to go back to Canada. I like cooler weather already. I don't like summer. I don't like this heat. I keep seeing these pictures of these beautiful mountains with snow caps on the tops and these turquoise lakes. And yo, there's so much I want to see. And this year just said pause. And it's so frustrating. Alina Leia, wait, do people still ask you dumb questions about you on Tinder? I saw your Instagram story a couple days ago. Yeah, what she's talking about is I get usually one of the very first messages I get on online dating stuff is, are you all the way black or are you black or you're Mexican? Like the one I posted, he straight up said, you're Mexican, right? I'm like, no, I'm black. Like it says in my bio. Because I even said, I'm black because since people keep asking, and he goes, are you Mexican? And earlier in the week, I posted one because this black dude actually unmatched me after I told him I was black. Like he said, oh, you look Blasian. I was like, oh, no, I'm just a black girl, unmatched. I was like, damn. So I think that's what she's talking about. But yeah, I do get dumb stuff, but the internet's full of dumb people. Not a whole lot you can do about that. Shimmy, 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 shimmy. Alex Hall, bruh, dudes don't read. They really don't. I'm thinking about putting a little dumb message. Like, if you actually read this, send this message in the DMs or something. Because they really, they, it's crazy. And it's funny. Like, I really started to get back on these sites is because in quarantine, it's like the only way to actually meet people these days. I can't go out and be like, hi, nice to meet you. My name is so-and-so. Because it's not safe to go around people who insist on not wearing a mask. So online stuff. Bumble I used for like Bumble BFF to meet girls. And I met a few girls through Bumble, so that's fun. OkCupid and Tinder are pretty much like the three that I'm on. But yeah. Hot Cocoa, liking the UK accent, mate. Thank you, Hot Cocoa. I've been working on it. I don't know what it is. I love British accents. Honestly, I love like any accent, but British and like Scottish and Irish in particular, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Amelia Valencia, I'm scared that when I go to Korea, people might judge me on my looks. People judge you on your looks no matter what. It sucks, and it like not even just in Korea. Like people go by first impressions in America too, and appearance here too. People are quick to drag you online about how you look. It's just you gotta realize people who judge and say dumb shit like that just don't like who they are. So that's just how I see it. That's how it doesn't get to me as much as it did when I first started, for example. People say dumb stuff and I'm like, okay, delete. It's I don't know. I wouldn't really worry too. Like the good thing about Korea, I guess, is they'll look, but they usually won't come up to you and say something rude unless they know you. Because people are blunt in Korea. They'll be like, your jeans look smaller. Are you getting fat? If they're your friend, they won't just come up to you like, I don't know you, but are you getting fat? You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's tough in 2020 to try and exist in this world. Maybe yes. Antoinette, I saw a thread that someone spent 6 years in the talk program. Is that true? I mean, it's possible. I only did 2. They usually max out at 2, but you can reapply. So 6 years I'm sure that's possible if you're really good at what you do and all that good stuff. Max. I'm so sorry. Makiixx. Hi from London. Hi from California. BB, who's your favorite K-pop group? For me, for the guy groups, I go for my holy trinity. Yeah, three. Trinity. Monsta X, GOT7, and BTS are my favorite guy groups right now. My favorite girl groups are Mamamoo, Blackpink, and every other girl group I like disbands. Like EXID's on a hiatus. I used to really like Sistar. Girl groups I like don't last, so I'm scared to say it out loud. Oh, Lena Leia, just supporting you and your channel, and you look good today. Thank you. I literally just woke up like this. No, I washed my face, but other than that, thank you. Pronounce Mackie, silent X. Thank you. Okay, Mackie, I got you. Mackie, hi from London. Hi from California. Daija Duckett, hi from Texas. Yo, if Texas goes blue this year, that will restore my faith in humanity. I notice it's getting more competitive in Texas. That's dope. Like they might actually be able to go blue. Senators are like, wait, we need to start funding the people running there. We might get some Senate seats to go blue. We might get them to vote, give their electoral votes to Biden. And don't get me wrong, I don't like Biden either. That's why I'm hoping he picks a good VP because I'm fairly confident whoever VP is going to be president because Biden's like 78. And he'll be the oldest president elected if he wins. So I just hope he shuts up and continues to run on the platform of not Trump. He's like, look, I'm wild too, but I'm not Trump. And hopefully the VP is the one who actually gets to take over. So Hakeem Banks, welcome to Worldwide Idols. Hey. Double A, your favorite country you have visited? I actually haven't visited that many. I've been to Canada. I went to Niagara Falls when I was a kid. That was my first time leaving the country. I went to China and Hong Kong. I know they're different. It's the same country, but technically not. And then Japan and Hong Kong. But of my favorites, I really liked Hong Kong. People there were hella friendly. Like even we looked lost many times, and people were like, "Do you need help?" And Hong Kong was amazing. It was just too humid when I went, but I love it there. And that's why I'm so annoyed with everything that is going on with them in China. It's really upsetting. But I think Hong Kong is my favorite place. I don't know if that doesn't count as a country, but to me it is because they want to be recognized as a different place. And to me, they're separate from China. Na 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 na. Not anymore like Kennedy Turner, what's your favorite moment from Korea? It's a toss-up between teaching, like just the funny, dumb stuff my kids would say, and random old ladies deciding to give me candy on the bus. Like there was a lot of weird stuff like that where they just aigo and just smile and give you candy. And I know you don't take candy from strangers, so I usually didn't actually eat it. But I was like, oh, kasami dara aigo. Like sometimes it was really cool to see Korean people get excited by seeing foreigners showing interest in their country. Like it was really nice. A lot of people would just be like, especially if you speak a little bit of Korean, like they're so impressed. They're like, oh my gosh, like wow, like you're putting effort. Moments like that are really, really awesome, in my opinion. Alina Leia, have you experienced Ajima elbows? Yo, I never realized how strong this was until I caught it from an old lady. And actually, the worst I remember was when I went to see Dean at this NBA buzzer beat festival. I was surprised she was there, but this old lady elbowed us to make her way to the exit, and I caught it like right on like the lower part of my rib, and I was like, oof. And it was just a little blue from like a bruise, but that was when I realized these is strong. Like they, especially on the buses, like they will cut you, and I don't get it, man. Even Korean people are like, why are old people like this? I don't get it. Thalia Gritbu, do you answer your DMs? I really do try to. For when you have like a public account, you have people send messages as requests. So sometimes you don't even get to see those unless you click on the request icon. There's that are sorted to general and then public or like private. What's it? It's like general and primary. So the primary account is like your friends that you're actively talking to. General accounts are people who say like, hi, I love your channel. Hi, can I ask you a question? And I don't see all of those because I don't get notifications from those. I get notifications from the primary stuff. So I really do try to read all these replies and reply, but it's dozens of messages and I really don't see them all. Do you know the family called Bram Fam? Eulalie Audrey? Who is your best Korean actor? I like Park Bo Young, Hwang Jung Min, Park Seo Joon, Kang Han-il, Ji Chang-wook, and those are like the ones I can think of off the top of my head. Oh, and UIN, he's dope too. He's like really, really good emotional actor. He got range. KB, I want to know if you're going back to Korea. To live there? No. To visit? Definitely. I'm trying to work out a trip in the fall for a visit, but I don't have plans as of now to ever move back to Korea, but I do want to visit, like semi-monthly, several times a year, and see how that goes. Hannah, would you recommend going to Korea at a young age, like 18? Personally, no, because even you're not old enough to drink or to smoke or to go clubbing. There's a lot of stuff you can't do at 18 in Korea. Like a lot of 18-year-olds are still just finished in high school. So I wouldn't recommend, I would at least wait until you're like of age before you decide to like go to Korea. But that's just me. That's just my opinion. I would kind of hate to be like told I'm too young to do anything. When I go, I want to be able to do everything an adult would do. You know what I mean? Nia G, do you have any Hong Kong story times? Honestly, no. Like I did vlog it, but I just went with my boyfriend at the time. All we did, we got our Airbnb. We went to see Big Buddha on Lantau Island. It was really hot and humid. I got my tattoo. I had the stinky tofu that I saw on. I was watching this right now with Monster X, like mini series special type of thing, and they had to go to Hong Kong and they had this stinky tofu. Like it was a punishment. So it's like it can't be that bad. So I wanted to try that, and it actually I liked how it tasted, but there was something in it that gave me a slight allergic reaction. Like my mouth started to itch. So I mean, Hong Kong was great. I don't really have any drama to spill from that. I mean, I can tell you about the trip if y'all want, but nothing like bad. Do Ahmed, how is it being a flight attendant? Is it tiring? I'm not a flight attendant yet. I didn't get to start training or anything. I got hired July of 2019, and because of Boeing issues and the coronavirus, I haven't been able to start training. So I don't know. I haven't been able to start flight attendant stuff yet. Maya Z Creation, do you have NB2 story times? Yeah, I made a video about that when I did the creepers or the creepy like club experiences. Yeah, I only went to NB2 one time because I hated it so much, and we were only there for like a half an hour. So I did talk about that, but I I didn't like it. Friendly enemy sending love from Kenya. Thank you. Pamela Hobbs, what do you think of the Instagrammers' drawings of you? I think they're cute. Like the fact that people sit there and take effort to draw me. That what's not to like about it? I'm flattered every time I see it. I think I saw like 4 or 5 so far, and I get tagged, and I was like, oh my god, thank you. Like it's weird because I feel like I don't know why people like me. I feel like I'm not that I'm nobody, but like I'm nobody, I guess. So like when people are like, hey, I drew this for you, I hope you love it, love your channel, love you. I'm like, really? Like, thank you. But it's very, very flattering, of course, but I just feel like I don't deserve it, if that makes sense. I don't know. Emily Rubio, what airline do you prefer to fly to Korea? Well, every time I've flown to Korea, I fly United to Shanghai or Beijing, and then usually whatever's the cheapest from there to Korea because I've never had a direct flight from the US to Korea. I've always had a layover in China. The only one I hated so far was Air China, where, I mean, I was lucky that I got a hotel room because I had a layover for like 14 hours and then my flight got canceled. So I can only imagine people who didn't bother getting a hotel room and were just stuck in the airport because their flight was canceled. Like the airline didn't do anything to compensate for that. I remember when I flew home the first time and I got to Chicago and then they said that the flight was overbooked or something. And I couldn't make the last leg back to Baltimore and they put me in a hotel that night. So that was sweet. I like my favorite airlines. I only don't like Air China. I think that's the only one I don't like. Korean Air is awesome. It's just expensive. That's like the only one that goes directly from the States to Korea, I believe. It's just, it costs a lot more. Alex Hall, gonna see my mom for a B-Day. Bye, guys. Aw, tell her happy birthday. Saying you 감사합니다. I don't know why we start this because I don't know the rest of the song. But yeah. Jeffrey Lalonde, Cece, did you listen to Dean's new song? Yup. And Jungkook's new cover? Nope. Are you excited for BTS's Dynamite? Yup. Wait, he covered something else? It's okay. Y'all gotta give it. It's hard to keep up with BTS because they're constantly releasing singles and covers and new albums and teasers. Oh, no, I didn't hear about that, but I did hear Dean's new song. I saw it on Instagram. I was like, finally! But yeah, I think the Dynamite comeback is like August 21st or 23rd or something. Jungkook covered 10,000 hours. Okay, so that's what I got to do after the stream. I didn't know about that. He covered 10,000 hours. Oh, snap. See, it's hard for me to keep up. I was busy watching Fairy Tale. And then I felt so bad because there was this moment where like one of their little sisters like died because she got smacked real hard by this big I forgot what he was called, but I laughed so hard. I know it's supposed to be like a sad moment because like she died, but I thought this show was hilarious. That show is really, really funny. Alina Leia, do you listen to Jessie's new song even though I know where'd it go? Even though I know you don't like her, but what do you think of the song? The song, the song sounds fun. Like I don't have a problem with it. I don't not like Jessie. I just don't appreciate her image so much. Like she was upfront about like her boob job. That's great. But then getting that huge fake butt and then telling people it's natural, I'm like, when you have a public platform, I feel like it's like your responsibility to be honest about stuff like that. Because there are people who idolize the hell out of Jessie and probably want to look like her and then can't figure out why they don't look like that. And it's like, it's healthy to let people know like, hey, I don't actually look like this either. This is what I did, in my opinion. So I just don't listen to her music. That's just, that's just me. BB Umbrella Academy is so good. See, and I was thinking about getting back into Umbrella Academy, but honestly, I didn't even like how the last season ended. Like, it was just total destruction. I was like, do I really want to watch season 2 of this? But people have been talking a lot about it, so I feel like I kind of have to because I don't want to be left out. So once I peak or plateau with Fairy Tale, then I'll probably go ahead and get into Umbrella Academy. So we shall see. Banana Caca. JY Park comeback lit. Yeah, isn't it like a disco sort of theme? He's a very retro dude, and I kind of appreciate that about like his music style. And like he doesn't ever take himself too seriously in his music videos, so it's like fun to watch. So I really do like that. Now that song's always stuck in my head. Oh my god. Aladdin, do you listen to Mamamoo? I love the hell out of Mamamoo. I love Hwasa, Maria. I love them so much. I like how, they're like older. They don't really conform to like the cutesy look. Like I like R&B hip hop style. So I love the hell out of them. Oh my God. Maria Bellin, what is your MBTI personality type? Wait, is that the INFJ thing, the 16 personalities? Well, if that's what you're referring to, then I'm INFJ. That's what I is. Introvert, intuitive, feeling, and judgmental or whatever. I think that's what it stood for. Hip is a bop. Agreed. Hwasa is that chick. Yeah, she is. I love her. And I really appreciated them participating in the Blackout Tuesday thing with posting for BLM. I was not expecting it. Like, I hate to say it, but I don't really expect a lot of K-pop artists to do that because I know they're in their own little bubble. But it's pleasantly surprised when they show support. I'm like, okay, that's what's up. And I think Kwasa might have learned her lesson because she's been called out several times for problematic stuff. So she's like, look, I'm sorry. I learned my lesson. I support y'all. And that was really cool. Neely Kadori, is she hot in Korea? I think a lot of people like her more so these days. I mean, she didn't really have like a huge solo presence, or I think when she released that, yeah, twink, that's when people started to be like, okay, Hwasa. But her and Mamu has always been pretty popular. But I think her solo stuff is also really, really popular right now. Chioma, and I've never actually listened to any of her songs. Girl. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little late to Mamamoo too. Like the first song I heard from them that I was like, oh, I like this group was Starry Nights. That is my favorite one. Starry Night, even though they stole that beat, which is unfortunate, but I love that song so much. And I like how now, whenever I think about that song, I think of Hong Kong because I use it in my Hong Kong blog. And that's what I like about songs. Like they help memories and stuff too. So now I keep thinking of Hong Kong when I think of that song. And Hong Kong was a very great trip. And that's why I feel like I need another vacation soon. But first I need a bay. So so yeah, that is I love Mamamoo. And then I'm really upset because I remember, Blackpink was supposed to do their solo thing. We got to hear solo, but what about the rest of the members? Like, I would love to hear a solo song from Lisa. I'm curious what her style would be, what she would sing about or rap about. Like, it's so annoying. Like, what has been taking so long? That solo song came out like 2 years ago. No fair. Maya 22 subscriber meetup in Korea. I would love to. It's just like I said, I really don't imagine people would actually show up for something like that. And with everything going on with Corona and how like gatherings aren't encouraged at all, I think something like that would have to wait until like next year when people finally learn how to listen and wear a mask and stay inside and stop going out like there's not a pandemic. So I don't know. BBYG scandals. Yeah. Why? I feel like Blackpink could have thrived more if they didn't have, or had more freedom too, if they weren't signed to YG. I feel like every company is problematic in their own way, especially with these slave contracts and stuff. That's why you hear so many groups like or members when their contracts up, they're like, I'm out. It does seem like Big Hit for the most part is doing their right thing, but then the way they treated girl trainees because of glam was not right either. I'm like, that's hella sexist. Like that was so annoying. And now I think they've acquired what's that girl group name? G-Friend. So I guess they're like, see, we got girls now, but they didn't really train them or bring them in, so it doesn't really count unless they come out with their own actual girl group. Then I'll start to feel better. Janelle Jones, would you travel with a subscriber? I'll travel with anybody who wants to travel. Like, I'm not picky. I'm just not a solo traveler. I can't. I'm not the type to have fun by myself. I'm an introvert. So like I'll go somewhere and then be like, I'll just stay in my hotel room unless I have a friend to do stuff with. That's just how I am. Like my friend Bria, for example, she got really mad at me when I visited last month because I came not working as a teacher. I was just YouTubing. So when she would go to work and my friends are at work during the week and I had no one to hang out with, she would be like, Isis, are you still at home? I was like, yeah. She said, Isis, why don't you go do something? I was like, because I'm by myself. She's Isis, you can still have fun alone. I was like, I can't have fun alone. So I got on her nerves about that, but it's just some people aren't, extroverted like that, where they can go out and just make their own fun. Like I need fun people around me. So I will travel with anyone who wants to travel. That'll be dope. What do you think about BP Rania turn into Black Swan? Wait, what do you mean? So now when I hear Black Swan, do your thing, do your thing with me, now do your thing. Death Valley, yeah, I go to like cafes alone, but museums and stuff, nah. Yeah, because like a cafe, you can work on something and look like you're out for a reason. But if you just wander a museum, I need somebody to react with stuff like, oh, that's nice, right? And I love museums. So I need to be like, yo, do you see that? I like the color in that. I need somebody to go with. That's just I'm not a good fun starter. I need other people around me to be fun, and then I can contribute to the fun. I'm not the party starter. I'm the party contributor, I guess. I help. I try to. Open 92. How's it going? I'm actually feeling very well today. Um, Things are better today. What she's saying? Oh, what? Jolene Lenton. What she's saying is that Rania is now known as Black Swan. Really? I didn't even wait. They're still together. I thought after Alex left, the group disbanded. No, because I haven't heard a Rania song since like the Start a Fire era. Don't start a fire, baby. Gotta teach mother. Gotta teach mother. I'm googling this Black Swan thing now. Yeah, I didn't know about that. How you gonna have Black Swan be the name and then not have the black girl in the group no more? That's that's crazy. JK, what's your zodiac sign? I am an Aries. Yeah, I'm a fake Aries because I am not at all what all these like horoscopes say that we are. Like they're supposed to be the leaders and starting movements and fun, and I'm just not that. I mean, I don't think I'm not fun, but I don't start it, if that makes sense. Nira, sis, give us your natal birth chart. Okay, the only thing I remember is my ascending sign is a Virgo, and then the other sign was a Capricorn. I don't remember what the other sign was supposed to be, but I only looked into it because people were like, you should look up this chart. So I had to call my mom. I was like, hey, mom, what time was I born? She's like, what? So I had to tell her what time I was born and everything, or ask her. And yeah, I got an ascending Virgo, a Capricorn for the other thing. My main sign is an Aries. Hold on, let me see if I still got this screenshot of it, because I screenshot it in case people were going to ask me. I was like, see, look, I finally did it, but I don't remember at all what it was. So it says my zodiac sign is an Aries, my ascending/rising sign is a Virgo, my moon is a Capricorn, Mercury is Pisces, 7th house, Venus is Aries in the 7th house, Mars is Cancer in the 11th, Jupiter Libra in the 1st, Saturn Aquarius in the 6th, Uranus Capricorn in the 5th, Neptune Capricorn in the 5th, Pluto Scorpio in the 3rd. I don't know what any of that means. Could somebody help me out? What third house of what? Okay, so my moon sign is a Capricorn, my ascending sign is an Aries, or a Capricorn, or a Virgo, and I'm an Aries. That's my main one. Jesus Christ, Virgo season is near. Nam June season's coming up. My boo. Oh, man. I wonder what's been going on with my voice lately. I'm a Taurus. It don't seem to be a popular sign, Lanisha Coots. What do you mean? Honestly, I feel like I don't really think there's a sign that's like better or worse. I just feel like I happen to notice patterns where I'll get along with somebody and then they tell me their sign. I'm like, oh, I kind of knew that, because I seem to get along with certain types of people over others. And there are, of course, exceptions, because the time of year you were born has nothing to do with who you are. So it's fun to play around with sometimes. Slipper it. Any Pisces in chat? It's funny because my little brother's a Pisces, my mom's a Pisces, and my dad is a Pisces. My brother is literally only like a month younger than, or 11 months younger than me. And I'm the only non-Pisces in my immediate. Like my mom, my dad, my brother, Pisces. Very funny. Christy Hollow's a Pisces. JK, any Libras here? I actually really like Libras. I think my appreciation for Libras, though, started with Bruno Mars. Because y'all don't understand. In high school, I was so convinced I was going to marry Bruno Mars. Like, my dad even got me a Bruno Mars birthday cake when I turned 18. It said, "Happy birthday, Mrs. Mars." And I refused to let anyone eat any part of his face. So I like Libras. And my roommate in college was a Libra. Cool as hell, sweet girl. She helped show me around Newark because I had no idea what Newark, New Jersey was like. Yeah, I like Libras too. But I do notice I get along really well with Capricorns. Yeah, Capricorns are dope too. How do we get to these horoscope discussion? We got a lot of diversity here. That's what's up. Alina Garcia, what do you think of cancers? I actually don't know that many cancers. Like the one cancer that I actually hung out with recently was the guy who we don't really talk anymore as much. Like we're still friends, but we're not talking like dating or anything like that anymore. Before that, I didn't really know too many cancers except for but no, he was a Gemini. Yeah, no, I don't really know too many cancers. Do your thing with me now. Do your thing with me now. Watch my thing, tell me now. Yeah. I'm a Pisces, so I feel automatically drawn to Virgos. Nia G, I'm a Cancer. Well, there we go. Now I know a Cancer because I don't really find too many of the July babies and late Juners. Maya Z is it Maya Z Creation Z or Maya's Creation Z? Do you like the new BTS or the old BTS? I like a mixture of both. I do really miss more of their like hip hop roots, I guess. Like I miss like when the Cyphers was coming out. But I do cringe a little bit. We are bulletproof. I'm like, are you though? So it's a mixture. Like I do like a lot of their older not unreleased, but like their singles from their older albums. Like Tomorrow is still one of my favorite, if not my favorite BTS song. But I still like new stuff. Like I love Black Swan. I love that song. I wasn't wild about like On. I didn't like that song that much. I like Louder Than Bombs a lot too. I'm trying to think of some stuff from last year. I liked Namjoon's like Persona intro. I wasn't wild about Boy With Love so much. So like it depends. Like I like a little bit of both. I just miss more of their hip hop stuff. Some of it was cringe, but and then like the songs like Girl Let Me Know, or that song Just One Day is so cute. I love that song so much still. 하루만 너와 내게 함께 할 수 있다면. So yeah, I saw someone say I prefer both. I agree. Oh yeah, Pamela Hobbs, I prefer both. I just like a mixture of both. Some of the old stuff, some of the newer stuff. Elena like Dashi run, the muchest you got us. Yeah, that's one of my favorite ones too. D2. Yo, yeah, see, Suga is a rapper though. So like his mixtape stuff, of course. So yeah, of course, you know, being a rapper, they release their stuff too. But I mean, like their collective group things aren't so much hip hop as it used to be. It's more like poppy and yeah, it's like pop now. Save me, Kasana, never don't just save me. I need your love before I fall. Yeah, I like Save Me. That was the first BTS song I ever heard. So that's where it all started for me. Aliyah Abdi, why did you move to Korea? Honestly, I got into Korea a lot because of a lot of the vlogs I was seeing. The Eat Your Kimchis and Snipes from Simon and Martina. Oh gosh, my eye. Megan Bowen. Like there was a lot of, they just made it look lit. Like it's a safe place to travel. You get good employment and living abroad. Like like visiting abroad is different than being paid like to work abroad. Like I got really interested in that, and it only amplified when I started watching like Running Man clips and episodes and seeing how funny they are and the pretty places they got to travel to. And I was like, I could spend some time in Korea. And yeah, that's pretty much how it got started. Because like I first started listening to K-pop by accident 10 years ago now. So it wasn't necessarily K-pop that got me into it, but just wanting to see what these vlogs are about in real life, that made it really exciting. And I was just like, wow, I remember seeing that. I remember seeing this kimchi place. So that was really fun. That was really cool. I got bombarded on YouTube with all these recommendations. I was like, I think I could thrive there. So Chrissy Hollow, House of Cards is good too. Oh my God, I love that song. See, I like a lot of the songs they do too when they do like just the singers and just the rappers. House of Cards is just the singers. She got it. Slow down. Choke on my love. Huh? I'm not even gonna try and hit that note, but House of Cards is a good one too. Oh man. BB, you should listen to Card. I do listen to Card. I don't like so much of their. I heard they're having a comeback later this month, I think. But I liked some of their earlier stuff. Like I like No or Don't Recall. I liked Oh Na Na Na. I didn't. I don't like how aggressive their beats are because I feel like it's more of that than like lyrics. If that makes sense. I'm like, can I hear some vocals a little bit? Hold me tight, Java Joe. Okay, now I'm about to just start singing stuff. Yamatan, Hold Me Tight was the jam. Java Joe, that was a good one too. Singularity. Look, I see how people love V, and I was like, okay, he's there. He's nice to look at. He's cool, but he wasn't really one of the people I appreciated the most until I heard Singularity. That song, and then when I found out Namjoon wrote it or like helped write it, I was like, okay, another bop, another hit. But that song is so like that R&B, the old school. I love that song so much, and it'd be funny how their song sounds a certain way, but then it's always talking about like fight for your dreams and never give up. I'm like, this sounds like a baby making song, and you're talking about, keep up the faith and don't give up. So I love that song though. It has a good message and it sounds great too. And Kit Jane, where are you from? I am from Baltimore, Maryland. I'm a Marylander, and yeah, Baltimore, East Coast. Slipperlick. What do you think about Steins Gate? Have you seen Steins Gate Zero? Steins Gate is literally my favorite anime. Like whenever people ask me what's my go-to, what's my number one, I'm like Steins Gate. I love the psychologicalness of it. That's my favorite genre. And of course I saw Steins Gate Zero. I saw it like 2 years ago now. I'm waiting for more because I think I saw it like I was still in Korea when I finished that one up. But yo, Steins Gate is my absolute favorite. I think Steins Gate, Angel Beats, Code Geass. Like I like thriller type of stuff. Those are my favorite. Renee Ole. Death Note. Yeah, Death Note was cool. I like Death Note. I think it was a little overhyped, and I was really upset. I don't like when they do live adaptions of anime. I'm like, please stop. Like, it's so bad every single time. I did like Death Note, but it wasn't as good as people said it would be. But it was okay. It's not like top 5 or top 10 for me. Live action one sucked. BB, do you watch Shameless and Outlander? No, I don't really. My friends do. They're always talking about Outlander. I was like, is that like Game of Thrones? It looks like Game of Thrones, but I never got into that. And plus, I'm not trying to get too invested in a long running show that I gotta watch all these old episodes. Like I kind of want to jump on something that's not that long, if anything. But yeah. Tammy Babington XOXO. Tokyo Ghoul, that's another one I love. I didn't really like it was like a spinoff or something, Tokyo Ghoul RE or I didn't like that one so much, or like a sequel, whatever it was called. I didn't like that. I like the original Tokyo Ghoul. Danny Sparrow, Inuyasha. I never actually watched Inuyasha. I never watched Inuyasha. I only saw a few episodes of Naruto. I never watched any Bleach. I watched a little Full Metal Alchemist, and I'm starting Fairy Tail now, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of tuning out of Fairy Tail, and I'm only in like 53 or 52 episodes in. Yeah. Inuyasha is my number one. Yeah, a lot of people do recommend it. I don't know. It just like I didn't think I like Fairy Tail, and it took me a while to actually start watching it, and now I do kind of like it. Maybe how long is Inuyasha though? You know, is Inuyasha like more than 100 episodes? Because if it is, I don't know if I'm gonna get into it anytime soon. Antoinette, have you watched Seven Deadly Sins? No, I'm missing a lot of stuff these days. Madison Terry, when was your last relationship? 2 years ago in Korea. Yeah, long time ago now. Christy Hollow, Demon Slayer is my new obsession right now. Yo, I love Demon Slayer. I'm waiting for more. And I was mad because I watched like most of the episodes dubbed, but it was so good that when it got to like the last four, I was like, fuck it, I'll watch it with the subs. I didn't like it as much, but I still was glad I got to see all the episodes that are out right now. Attack on Titan's okay, but I don't think I'm gonna like where it's going because I cheated and the mangas are out, so I know what's gonna happen and I don't like it. So unless the show changes it, I don't know if I'm gonna be happy with Attack on Titan either. Janelle Jones, where's your Baltimore accent? I love their accent. See, people keep saying we have an accent, but I don't know what people, I mean, I guess it's like that with everyone. They're like, I don't have an accent. I don't know. I mean, I know our O's are kind of weird, but I don't know. What do you mean by our accent though? Because I don't know what you mean. Um, Aladdin, people say us people from Baltimore sound like we from England. Really? I never heard that one before. Huh. Do I sound like I'm from England? But then again, I did move a lot. Like I'm from Baltimore and I spent most of my life in Baltimore, but I also lived in Virginia, now California, Florida, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. I moved around a lot. I've been to 14 schools. So yeah, maybe it was my Baltimore accent was diluted. I'm not sure, but I do know one that kind of, I hate when people say Doug instead of dog. Yo, get the Doug. I'm like, the what? So I do hear that when I'm home, but yeah, I don't know about our accent though. I don't know. Aladdin, we say you, two, you, you. Wait, I don't think I've ever heard that from Baltimore before. Cami K, how was your experience in Florida? That's my state. Girl, I hated it. Here's the thing. I have a lot of family in Jacksonville, Florida, and my brother got to go to this really cool brand new high school called Oak Leaf, I think, but it only went up to the 11th grade. And I was a senior that year. So I had to go to this school called Middleburg High School. And I was literally one of like four other Black people there, and I hated it. Oh my God, that's like my least favorite school I've ever been to. I was literally scared when I pulled up to like, we had to go to the principal's office and register and all that stuff. And I saw a camouflage truck where the back window said, get her done. And I was like, I hate it here. I just felt, it was like redneck central where I was. And I'm mad because my brother, his school had all this diversity. They had new stuff. And I got stuck with this dingy school, Middleburg High School. I did not like it there. I like Florida, some parts, and I have a lot of family there. But yo, I did not like Middleburg High School. It was not a fun time. That was very unfortunate. But yeah, 14 schools and 15 if you count my university. I moved all the freaking time. And I think that's why I can't stay put for too long. And that's why I was like, okay, I'm kind of done with Korea now. I'm ready to go. Yeah, people with British, I love British accents, man. And that's why, like, like the new Spider-Man, Tom Holland, I love hearing him speak. He's like, no, I'm not allowed to talk because I always have spoilers. I'm like, he's so cute when he speaks. I was just shook because when he first talked, I did not know he was a Brit. And then when I heard him in an interview, I was like, that's you're not American. His American accent is really good. So yeah, I'm sorry. I'm scared to say your name. Nigafi, Shamlet. Oh my God, I'm a Brit. And then I started watching this show called Can't Pay Will Take It Away. And I'm not gonna lie, I watch it primarily just to hear people speak around the UK. And there's this other show called Nightmare Tenants and Slum Landlords or something. All these shows are on YouTube. I encourage you to watch a few episodes if you're bored. They're amazing. It's so funny. It's a mess, but I love it. And that was why I decided for my birthday this year, I was supposed to go to London, and then Corona happened. So I'm really upset about that. But yeah, get her done. Dude, I was like, I'm in Redneck Central. This is not going to be fun. I was literally, I'm not exaggerating. There was like three other Black people at that school. I felt so like isolated and alone. And I was a new girl, a new Black girl in a school full of white people. I did not like it. Phoebe, you should watch Skins. I did watch the American version of it, and I was like, this is lame. But yeah, I heard the British one's better. I also really like that show. Bria got me into it. What's it called? It has that dude from Game of Thrones. He played Misfits. Have you ever heard of a show called Misfits? I love that show too. I didn't like the last like 2 or 3 seasons, but the first 3 seasons are so good. Dude, that Misfits is a really good show too. I just love hearing British people talk. Everything you say sounds so much more like proper and intelligent. I love it so much. Oh man. American version was rubbish. British version, yeah, I believe that. But I feel like the only one of the main successful adaptations of a British show to an American show was The Office. But yeah, Misfits, I think it only lasted like 1 season on MTV before it got canceled. But yo, I love it. Was weird seeing I can't remember his name in Game of Thrones. Ramsay. It was weird seeing Ramsay Snow as such a shy, nice dude. I'm like, I'm used to you being like such an asshole. It's crazy. I love like British dramas. Like there was this one called The Bodyguard. It had the guy who played Rob Stark in it. Again, he has a very heavy Scottish accent, and I had to watch the show with subtitles. But that was another one that was really, really good. Diane Royal, did you ever watch Vampire Diaries? I never watched Vampire Diaries, but I know the show well because people keep telling me I look like Kat Graham. They're like, you look just like Bonnie Bennett. Yeah, I know. Which is a compliment to me because she is a very pretty girl. So thank you. I will take that. But yeah, I never got into Vampire Diaries. I watched a few in college because people kept telling me I looked like her. So I was like, let me see what the show's about. And it wasn't for me. But yeah. Watch The Society. Is that the show? I remember I was watching this show with this girl who popped up and like knew secrets about people and kind of like try to hold it for ransom. I forgot what it's called. But I think that was called The Society because I saw that show. This girl would pop up and be like, does your wife know? And try to like leak stuff to people. And she knew all this stuff about people and no one knew the connection. But yeah. Jesus Christ, Gordon Ramsay is my dad. This is rubbish. This is garbage. You want to try that again? He's a mean dude. Oh, man. Oh, that's The Stranger. My bad. Yeah, okay, so I saw The Stranger. Hilda Gomez. What is The Society about? Because I feel like that sounds familiar, too. I don't know what The Society's about, though. I can't remember. The Royals. That's another show I was thinking about getting into. Like, it's just too much to watch, and there's too much time. So it's like, how do you pick? Antoinette watched Quantico. Is that show? I remember. I don't know if there was like an adaptation to the U.S., but I do remember the American version of the show. I forgot what her name was though. It was like Nick Jonas's wife. I did watch that show, Quantico, but again, it kind of started to get a little lame, in my opinion. BB Stranger Things. I like Stranger Things. I'm excited to see that looks like our boy is still alive somehow and in Russia, I think. Christy Hollow, do you watch horror films? I love horror movies. They're my favorites. I love to try to be scared because real life is scary. So movies don't really do it. I like subtle horror. Like I like to see like a shadow walking in the background and go, oh shit. Like there was this really good movie called The Strangers. It was like Liv Tyler and her fiance, and they were supposed to be engaged, but she turned down the proposal, and they ended up having to stay at this cabin together, and it was hella awkward. And yeah, like they were being hunted down, or not haunted, but hunted down by these random people with masks who were tormenting them just to do it, and they were in their house walking in the background. That type of stuff is what scares me. But yeah, I love scary stuff. Yeah, Priyanka Chopra, my bad. I forgot her name. But yeah, if that's the Quantico you're talking about, I saw that show. Elena, Elena Leia, that Korean movie you talked about was scary. Yeah, have you guys seen Gonjiam? It's really good. I'm Charlotte. That girl cracked me up. I love that movie. That one's a really good one too. That was a good one. I love scary movies, man. I think that's why I like spooky anime so much. I like scary stuff. I spend a lot of time, for example, on YouTube watching all these little short, scary animated stories because I want to find the perfect video to send to Corey Kenshin and hope that he reacts to it. But I'm like, it gotta be something with a good jump scare or a good twist because I don't want him to call me out like that was lame, Cece. So I spent a lot of time watching all these little animated stuff. Like I gotta find a good one to send Corey. I like watching a lot of scary stuff online. Um, I don't know. I can't recommend a good place to watch Gonjiam because there's this website that I watched it on called kissasian.net. I hate the names of these sites, but it had English subtitles on it. I don't know if it's still around because I saw this movie like 2 years ago. But I mean, for the most part, I think if you Google Gonjiam English subs, then it should come up, you know. Min Honey, did you find Corey through Spooky Scary Sunday? No, actually, one of my friends from Korea, she used to quote him all the time, like, that's hecka scary. I was like, hecka. She said, sorry, this YouTuber says it. And then she knows I like scary stuff. So she sent me a video of him react or playing a scary game and just screaming for no reason. And it was funny. So then I started watching. I don't watch all of his videos. I watch him play mostly like scary stuff or react to Spooky Scary Sunday. And I was watching him play that samurai game that he's been playing lately. But yeah, I found him through her because she used to quote him all the time. And she knows I like gaming YouTubers. Like I watch Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, and she used to really like Corey Kenshin. And then my friend Bria likes Dashi, and then Poise. So yeah, like we kind of share with each other, I guess. I don't know. Oh yeah, Ghost of Suhimiya. My Japanese pronunciation is trash. Jesus Christ, Corey Kenshin is literally from Michigan, and I've never felt so proud of my state. Yes. And honestly, I didn't even know that till I saw him doing all those intros where he's like, yeah, don't worry about that screaming here in the background and being the snow in the backyard. And and then when he did that video going to meet the Make-A-Wish fan who wanted to meet him in Cali, and I'm driving from Michigan to California. He's a really cool dude. And in my mind, he's my older brother because we have the same last name, even though he doesn't know who I am. In my mind, we're siblings. So yeah, I like Corey. He's hella funny. BB, you should watch Snarled. I watched a few of her videos because of Corey when he does you want to see something scary? Hey. So yeah, I've seen a few of her videos too. And the Hachishaku-sama, the 8-foot lady or something. Hey, hey, I love when he was reacting to that video and realized midway through what she said at the beginning, where she said they call her the 8-foot tall woman or whatever. And he said, Hachi, he said Hachi actually means 8. And he's like, Hachishaku-sama, how did I just realize that? And it had to put in the text like, yo, she really did say that already. But yo, how do he's hella funny. I feel worried when he has to take those breaks and stuff. And it was funny, he was reacting to those TikTok videos and somebody kind of called him out a little bit. It says Corey every so few months when he like disappears. And he looked at him and was like, and then like didn't like the video. That was funny. And And he honestly, Corey is another huge YouTube inspiration. The fact that he's been making videos for so long, and it took him a long time before he just finally started gaining that traction. And now he has like over 6 million subs. When even as recently as like 2014, he said he only had like 2,000 subs. So you just gotta stay with it. Like he shows like if you can gather this following and be a good person and put this out there, people will watch you. So he's very inspirational in that way too. Janelle Jones, anything interesting happen in LA? What do you think about it so far? Well, this isn't my first time being in LA. I came for the first time in 2016, and then I came again with my friends last summer. A few were visiting from Korea, and then I came here again during Corona. So I haven't been able to do anything this time, really. Except for the most part, I've repeated a lot of what I did the first time. Except I did get to go to the Getty Villa or the Getty Museum, which is really pretty. And ironically, when I first got to LA, it was raining cats and dogs, which I only wish I knew how much I would appreciate that, because I haven't seen rain in like 4 months and I feel like I'm going crazy. I love rainy weather. Especially when I'm editing. I just love like opening the window and hearing it. And I'm so sick of the sun. It's sunny every freaking day. But yeah, I haven't done a whole lot. I did get to go to La Jolla Beach or whatever, and I got to see a ton of cute sea lions. Oh my gosh, they were just out there. I thought we'd have to like scout and see them. There's a ton just sitting out there on the beach, and they actually let people get really close before they freak out. They were really normal, so that was cool. I got to finally go to the Griffith Observatory at night, because I went like twice during the day. I always wanted to go at night and see that view. I've been to several beaches now, but again, I haven't really gotten in the water just because the water here just stays cold, man. I'm not built for this. I'm used to warm ocean water in the summer. It stays like 60. It'll be like 85, 90 degrees outside, and then I'm in the water like I don't like swimming in the water here. Charlie's son, did you go to any of the Cali theme parks? Nope. Literally everything closed down within like 4 days of my arrival here. I could not have picked the worst time to say, hey buddy, let's hang out in LA. As soon as we got up, like the one restaurant I got to eat in, we got Korean barbecue, and I went to an IHOP, and that's it. Everything else has been to go. Like I haven't been able to go anywhere or see anything. It's crazy. Like we were like, well, things are closed, but we can still eat at least. Everything was, yeah, you got to take that and go to your truck and eat. And I remember we went to this place called Earth Cafe, and we were excited because the menu looked good. And we saw throughout the month of April, or until April, everything is to go only. And it was raining, so we just sitting in the truck like, here be vacation while it's raining. That was really funny. BB, what's your go-to place during this COVID-19? My bed. I stay here. I don't have a go-to place. I haven't really done anything. Sherilyn, hi from Amsterdam. I want to go to Amsterdam so bad. Oh my gosh. People like are really watching from all over the world, and I'm so jealous. Excuse me. Excuse me. I really, really want to go to Amsterdam too. I feel like I'm a little delirious right now. I'm going crazy from being stuck in my room all this time. Nia G, oh yeah, have you hiked or have you been to the Hollywood sign? I did get to do that. My bad, I forgot. Me and my friend, we stayed in our hotel from like, I think the 14th is when people started to close stuff down, so we didn't really do a lot, but we finally said, exercise is good for you too, right? And we're both like, wait, I feel like I can't breathe a little bit. So we're like, if we can survive this hike, then we know we don't have corona, we're good. Because if we can take a deep breath and survive exercise, we're good. So yeah, we did hike the Hollywood sign. That was really, really good. That was nice. And I think that was the moment I decided maybe I should just stay in LA a little bit. People were so nice on the trail. They kept their space. They're like, beautiful weather, right? I'm like, it is beautiful weather. I was like, I think I like the vibes here. So I figured a few months here wouldn't hurt. But yeah. Sherilyn is super hot in Amsterdam now. I can't anymore. It's weird because here in SoCal, it's actually been pretty cool. Like I'm also closer to the water, but it's only been in like the 70s and lower 80s for the past like week and a half. We had like 2 days where it got into the 90s before. But it's been really nice lately. Like I got my window open instead of the AC on. It's really nice. Levi Jenkins, if you're bored of LA, drive down to Irvine. People there wear their masks, and a lot of restaurants are open. But that's the thing. I'm not interested in going to restaurants just because they're open, because people have this false sense of security, like, oh, it's open, so it's fine now. But nah, I'm gonna wait until cases are dropping before I go out to eat. I'm gonna wait until there's a steady decline before I go out. I'm not interested in it unless it's safer. So even though stuff's open, I'm just nah. Jesus Christ, the child on babysitting won't go to sleep. I miss the babysitting days though. See, what I like about babysitting is it reminds me of why I don't want to be a mom yet. Like why I just know I'm not ready, because I can play with them and they're all cute and I can get them all energetic and give them candy. And then when they get annoyed, I'm like, go to your mom. I'm done. Go to your mom. And that's how I felt teaching too. Like I could have all the fun with the kids and be like, yo, I'm so not ready to be a parent yet. And I kind of worry because I'm still not at a point where I even want kids yet. And I'm 27. I don't want kids until I'm 30 at least. So I don't know. We'll see. Peaceful life or peace life. California ranks #1 and my state's #2. It was at Cali in Texas. It's crazy. It's depressing because when this first started, Cali was like the first state to lock stuff down and cases were declining a little bit. And I was like, yeah, I'm in the right place. And then my mom back home was like, yeah, cases are dropping here. And I'm like, I should be home right now. I should be in Maryland. Their governor knows what they're doing. Instead, I'm here stuck in my room and we have the most cases in the whole country. That's fun. That song's stuck in my head now too. Any more questions? Charlie's son, is LA where you want to have a home and family, or you're moving back to your hometown for that? Neither. I don't see myself settling in LA, and I don't really see myself settling back home in Baltimore or Maryland. I honestly don't know where or when I plan to settle somewhere, just because there's still so much I want to see and so much travel I feel like I need to get out. So I haven't even given any thought of where I'll buy a home one day and settle, because the thought of buying a house just seems so permanent, and that kind of scares me. I don't want to be like, damn, I hate this place, but I bought it, so I'm stuck with it. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I haven't really thought about that. I definitely don't see it here or in Maryland though. Lanesia Coots, is rent in Korea more expensive than America? Not necessarily. The deposit in Korea is way, way bigger in Korea than it is in America. But the rent is probably about the same, how it fluctuates from neighborhood to neighborhood. In the countryside, my rent was like $400 a month. But then again, it was like a 1-bedroom studio apartment. In Seoul and Gangnam, you probably have the nicer places that are like $1 million a month or 1.2 million a month or whatever. So it just depends on where you are. It fluctuates just like it does around America, for example. It's just that deposit, man. That deposit in Korea is a joke. That's why it's hard for people to move out on their own, because you have to have like 5,000 ready for the deposit or 10,000 ready for the deposit, depending on where it is. Because evicting people in Korea is a lot more difficult. So landlords need that security if they can't get rid of you just yet. Slipperlick, do you have any advice? A Black person going to Korea? I'm a guy. I've been doing my research. I mean, it depends. Do you want to go as a teacher, or like, are you going just to visit? I would just say, as much as it sucks, just be prepared for the stares and stuff. Like at first, I took that hella personal. I was like, why is everybody looking at me? Like I felt, or like, I took a lot of stuff personal when I first got to Korea. Like when I'm walking on the sidewalk and someone shoves into me, I'm like, damn. But they do that to each other even all the time. And it's just one of, I just want to say that to prepare for that and not take it personal. It happens. And that's one thing I wish I knew before I got there, because I spent my first 6 months thinking everyone in the country hated me. I was like, why is Sawyer so mean here? Oh, man. Update, the child has been neutralized. She's sleeping officially. Yes. Jada Wallace, is the racism rate high in Korea? Just checking. I really don't think it's any higher in Korea than it is in other places. Like, they have their annoying prejudices. They really do. But I've never experienced it myself. I've heard stuff from friends. I've seen weird things happen with the braid pulling and curled. Ooh, that's uncomfortable to watch. And it's like, what the fuck are you doing? But I really don't think they're any more racist, clearly, than racist ass America. So I don't know. Like, I feel like racism is in every country, and it's annoying, but I don't think they're any more racist than we are here. I feel like a lot of people woke up to, oh shit, America kind of sucks. Like, I thought they solved this. Even people in Korea were like, I didn't know America was so racist. And they started sharing their stories how when they were visiting America, people did like the slanted eye thing and assumed they were Chinese and were like, ching chong, ching chong. People in America are ignorant as fuck. People in Korea are ignorant as fuck. The world is full of ignorant people. Unfortunately, it is what it is. Man, honey, China is bad when it comes to racism. And it's funny because that's what I thought too, but one of my friends loves it there. He's like, I don't know what racism you were talking about. Like, I love it here. So, like, that's the thing. Like, every experiences are different for people. I felt hella unwanted in China. People looked at me sideways because I didn't know any Chinese or I couldn't read Mandarin or Cantonese or any of that. And I was like, look, I wasn't even supposed to be here past a layover. I'm just trying to get to my plane and get out of here. Oh my gosh. Whew. How to? Oh yeah, Henry Michelson. Yeah, he answered the question. I'm 5'4". I'm I think slightly below average height for a girl. 5'4". Yeah. Lanesia Cooch, Chinese older women in America seem sweet though. Yeah, like that's why I don't like how, when people ask about a country as a whole, because there are exceptions. Like, no one in every country is like-minded. Like, all people in Korea aren't this. All people in America aren't this. All people in Japan aren't this. You know what I mean? So that's why I try to offer all these disclaimers, because people are always gonna be like, I've been in China all my life and we're not like that. I'm like, I didn't say you. I said in my experience. So yeah, I don't know. Every country has good and bad people. Every country has racist people and not racist people. And in my experience, Korea really isn't all that different from America, except in Korea, they flat out stare at you when you're different. That's like the main thing that I've noticed, where or they'll be like in their phone. I'm like, I see you. Oh man. Nicholas Veinert, where are you from? I am from Baltimore. Be more in the hizzy. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland. Habiba Kamara, I don't want to leave the video. I have exams for uni. Girl, go study. This video will be here. I posted, so you can tune into like an hour and 45 minutes and be like, okay, so this is what I missed. T Zainun, I heard Taiwan is really welcoming to all races. I heard that too. Honestly, Taiwan seems to be like a very progressive place in Asia. The fact that they're the first Asian country to legalize same-sex marriage, that is huge. I never thought I'd see that in my lifetime. So I really feel like they're a very progressive, welcoming country. And they're technically China, even though they don't really want to be. And that's why China just rubs me the wrong way with how they're just trying to expand out constantly, with even over territories small like Hong Kong and Taiwan. Like, just let them do their own thing. Your country's big as it is, and people are trying to get away from this communist regime. They want to be democratic, and it's really frustrating. Dollar. Pied Piper energy. Ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ah, ah. Ooh, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ah, ah. I'll take it over. Yeah. Oh my God, I love that song. Jesse McDaniel, can you talk about the talk program? I sure can, Jesse. So with the talk program, so the thing with the talk program that made me apply instead of Epic is because I wasn't eligible for Epic because I was still in the process of obtaining my bachelor's degree. So I was like, I want to go to Korea now. And I found this video on YouTube called My Talk Life. And the guy mentioned that the requirements are having a bachelor's degree or like being in the process of getting your bachelor's degree, at least half of it being done, or having your associate's degree. I was like, I fit one of those criteria, so I want to look into this. So the Talk program is a sister program to Epic, and we're called Talk Scholars because they don't want us to be considered fully teachers, because the Talk stands for Teach and Learn in Korea. So they want you to have free time to travel and to learn about Korea. And they have like culture trips where like everyone will be off for like 2 days from their school, and we all get on a bus and we meet in the same place. We get a hotel, we learn how to make cheese or kimchi, we go to like temples and stuff. Like you learn about Korea, and you only work 15 hours a week, sometimes more. And it's advertised as an after school program. So it's supposed to be like you come in the late afternoon and you play games with the kids, you watch the kids, you teach them English and help them practice. But in many cases, mine included, you also teach curriculum. So don't be surprised if that happens. But it's like the Talk program or the Epic program, except it's only in rural areas. So you're not going to be placed in Seoul. You're not going to be in Busan or Gwangju or Incheon or Daegu or anything like that. It's only rural areas. So there's that. But you get a lot more free time to travel and do stuff. So yeah, that's the main differences with the Talk program. And honestly, I love it. Like, I feel like everyone should do it. I was really worried about being in the countryside, but after my 3-month visit with my friend last year, and I stayed in Seoul the whole time, I'm not wild about the crowds. So I kind of appreciated like I could go on my rooftop at night and it was quiet. You every now and then you hear like, yeah, Julia, hi. Like you hear people outside screaming a little bit, but in Seoul that was constant. So yeah, that's like the main difference. Elika, I'm the one man. Oh yes, that taught me what the word for bojuge, and I'd love to look at Namjoon's bojuge. Bojuge illegal, illegal. But I want it anyway. Oh yeah, you're talking about VIX. Yeah, I just heard that VIX is going to continue as a 5-member group. Honestly, when members leave groups, I'm more happy than sad because, well, usually it's if it's by their choice and they want to leave, then I'm like, you know what, power to you, bro. Like, be happy, because I can only imagine how toxic it is to be an idol and all the pressure that comes with you can't eat this, you can't do that, you're not allowed to share this, you can't have a girlfriend, you can't have a boyfriend. I be feeling bad for these people, yo. Christy Hollow, is ramen in Korea better than or about the same as ramen in the States? I mean, the thing is, when I've had ramen in the States, it's based on like Asian ramen. So having the authentic ramen in Asia, yeah, it was way better in Korea. I didn't even know. I was like, yeah, I didn't know you could do all this with noodles. Ramen is way better in Korea. Yeah. Renee Ole, I think RM is secretly married with a kid. Probably. And like, he's a grown ass man. So good for him if he is. It sucks that they have to keep that stuff private because fans are going to lose their mind. I will never forget. I think it was like last summer when it was rumored that Jungkook was dating this tattoo artist, and they sent that woman so much hate. Oh my God. Like, the fact that you got to keep your happiness secret because people will attack you and them is really, really ridiculous. I'd be feeling bad for these people. He probably do got a kid and a wife, and good for him because he's like, what, 20, about to be 26? He's getting up there. Like, people want to settle down eventually. Ty Cameron, are you still friends with anyone during your talk intake? Yeah, actually I am. Not that many because a lot of us are back in the States and kind of scattered all over here. But we still message each other on Instagram. We're talking about trying to get back to Korea one day and hanging out again, or trying to meet here while we're in the same country. Yeah, there's a few. I'd say I got about 4 good friends still from the talk program, but a lot of the people I met clubbing. the ones that I really talked to, we met whilst clubbing and turning up on the weekends. Na, 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 we on pedro. Y'all can get these songs stuck in my head. Illegal. Elena Garcia, what was it like living in a rural area? Honestly, it was more peaceful. Like being public transportation in Seoul and stuff where you gotta like, y'all are back to back and like, Nettie just say, telling the ajushi to let you off the bus because you can't get to the button to press it. Public transportation, you almost always have a seat unless there's old people because you make sure they have their seat first. But I can sit in the back and look out the window. The air is a little more fresh, especially in Jeju. It's a lot more scenic beauty. Honestly, I like the rural side. And Korea is a small country, so whenever I felt like I wanted to turn up on the weekends, it was easy. Like I could just take a 2-hour bus to Seoul and be like, turn up, and then go back to my recluse in the rural area. I actually really liked it. I was worried that I wouldn't, but I actually really did like living in the countryside. I liked Jeju. Why say like Jeju? I like Jeju. But the only thing was my first year there was a lot on the mainland I wanted to see. And I had to keep flying to do that. That was my only thing. I felt like while Jeju was in the talk program, what they should have done is like include airfare in the pay so people who are teaching in Jeju can still experience Korean culture on the mainland. That would have been nice. Like they did compensate people who had like longer travels or more schools. Like I had to commute an hour and a half for work every day in Jeju, and they paid me an extra 100,000 won or 100,000 won. They paid me extra instead of 1.5 million won a month, I got 1.6 million won a month because they're like, you're paying a lot to take the bus. So if they did something like that for the planes, that would have been nice too. But Jeju was really nice too. Alina Leia, wait, you taught in Jeju? That sounds awesome. I heard Jeju is really pretty. It is. But like I said, I was, new to the country. So there was a lot I wanted to see. People turning up because they can just take a simple bus ride to go to a new city. And I got to get on a whole plane just to do what they're doing. And there was like one club in Jeju called Monkey Beach. And it was in Seogwipo, which is an hour and a half, 2 hours south if you cross Mount Hallasan from Jeju City. So I never actually went there. And there was like an older person club in downtown Jeju. No thanks. So we pretty much did like a lot of noraebang. We drank on the roof a lot. And yeah, went to pubs and stuff. Illegal. Marlena J, are you in Korea now or the US? I am in the US. I've been in America since November. Yeah, I came home because it was finally my first time to be able to experience Thanksgiving and Christmas with my family for the first time in 2 years. And I was also thinking, well, when January rolls around, I'll for sure be training by now with my airline, with United. And that did not happen because Corona hit. So then I said, well, I might as well, go to LA and visit one of my friends. And then the Corona hit, and I've been here ever since. I'm trying to plan a trip to visit next month or October-ish, but I also, whatever I do, want to make sure that I'm back in time to vote. So that's my main thing too. BB, what's your job? I'm unemployed. I was supposed to be a flight attendant. I'm still waiting for that, but I am currently unemployed. Yeah. Kubo illegal. Jesus Christ, I'm back. I made food for myself. Yeah, I need to eat soon too, girl. Aladdin, not the unemployed. Yep, I'm unemployed. Sad but true. I'm a bum these days, man. I was so excited to reign in 2020. I was like, I'm about to start this new career. I'm about to be a flight attendant. I'm like, I want to be real good at this. And then I got silenced real quick. And then the fact that right now is a really difficult time to try and be working, like just out there, period, because people come in, this mask infringes on my rights. Next thing I got Corona. Or people have to keep getting furloughed and laid off. And this is just a horrible time to be unemployed in America right now. Oh, man. Oh, that's a good question. Alina Leia, rate Hongdae, Itaewon, and Gangnam. Like how though? Like clubbing? Yeah. Well, and that's the cool thing. Like, there are neighborhoods that are fairly close to each other. It's like Hongdae, and then Itaewon's over there, and then Gangnam's like right across the river, Han River. If I had to rank the clubbing, that's tough. I think when I was younger, I'd say Hongdae, but Hongdae is kind of a mess. But also Gangnam is really like strict with and expensive. I think Itaewon, and I know that's cliche because that's where the foreigners flock, but I think clubbing in Itaewon is probably my favorite. And then Hongdae, and last would be Gangnam, just because I'm not paying all that money to go clubbing. I'm not gonna have to wear this tight, skimpy little dress to get in. Or, well, we can only let 3 foreigners in tonight. So unless you want to buy a table and a bottle, we can't let you in. No thanks. Whew. It's crazy. L is strict with what? Well, a lot of clubs in Gangnam are strict with like foreigners. Like, you have to look a certain way. Like, you have to look really good. You have to look like their ideal foreigner to get in, or be willing to pay for a bottle and stuff. That's the thing. So I've only gone clubbing in Gangnam like twice. Yeah. Reimbursed? Which oh, you're talking about the stimulus checks and stuff. I actually don't even get those because they only send them out to people who recently like filed for taxes and stuff. But I've been working in Korea for years, so I haven't filed taxes in America since like 2016, like right before I left to go to Korea. So I don't even get the unemployment checks. I get nothing. I get none of that help. It sucks. YouTube is pretty much all I'm doing until flight attendant stuff. Sarah Bejic? I can't pronounce that, your last name. Bejic? I'm going to say Bejic. What are you the most excited about when you go to Korea again? I hope this sentence is right. It's good. It's good. I'm most excited about seeing my friends and the fact that I'll be in an environment where Corona isn't rampant. That is like my main thing. Everybody wears their masks and there's very, very few cases in the country. And I think I'm really looking forward to that. And I'd like to vlog and try to do some more nature-y stuff and get out of Seoul a little bit. And I really, right around the time when I left last year, I wanted to make this video where I go to different areas around Seoul or Korea, period, where BTS filmed stuff and show you like what they did and what it looks like in real life and how to get there. Like, I only did one. I went to, what's it called? Laundry Pizza. That was the only place I got to vlog because I actually was going to go home and then come back after the holidays. But yeah, so I did go to Laundry Pizza and I vlogged that. But that phone video is kind of just sitting in my computer because I didn't get to vlog the other places. Yeah. Jesse McDaniel, how was the talk program orientation? It's funny because I actually just talked about that, and the people and the members know about this. I just talked about that in my clubbing and Daegu story time because orientation kind of had to be a background to set up how we only got one night of freedom to go clubbing, and that was my first night ever clubbing in Korea, and it happened to be in Daegu, and how orientation was like high school. A lot of petty little cliques formed. It was constant lectures from like 8:30 a.m. until 6 p.m. And then at night we had like Korean language classes and culture classes. So yeah, that was orientation. But you guys, the ones who can't subscribe or join the membership, you'll see the video publicly in like 2 weeks. But everyone who has a little blue badge next to their name got to see the video yesterday. So they, yeah. So they kind of know what orientation was like. It was very petty, very cliquey, a little toxic, hateful. I'm like, we are all here to teach. Like, what the F? Do you, Jasmine Lagunas, do you recommend the talk program or Epic? I never did Epic, so I can't really say, but I fully endorse the talk program. I really, really liked it. I liked how we got to take breaks and see different cultural areas around the country. I liked how they gave you time to actually explore other places in the country. I liked how helpful they were with the mentor teachers. Sometimes you had a co-teacher, sometimes not. The pay was enough. They pay for your rent. I fully endorse the talk program. I loved it. Like, if anyone asked me if I think they should join talk, I will say 100% yes. I had a great experience with them. I don't regret it in the slightest. They need to let me be like because they had like POEs and they were foreigners. So like it was nice to see people who used to teach now like in charge of the new people coming in to teach. Ugh. Elena Leia, I heard that Hongdae is popular with students. Is that correct? Yes, because Hongdae is actually Hongik Daehakyo. Hongik is the name of the university, and Daehakyo is university in Korean. So it gets shortened to Hongdae. So it's a collegey town. Like a lot of people who go to Hongdae University go clubbing there. They go out to eat there, and you're basically on your campus when you go out clubbing and stuff in Hongdae. So a lot of people there are younger, like they're teens and whatnot. So, or not teens, but like young adults, like 20, 21, 22. So yeah, it's very, very popular with college age kids. But I want it anyway. Peace Life, after training for flying, would you plan to get a crash pad or asking to rent a place? Honestly, I think it depends on the city that I'm based in. If I'm based in a city that I think I love, then I'll probably just move there. But if it's a place like Washington, D.C. that's already like close to home, I could just go home. If it's a place like Newark, New Jersey, where I already lived before and I don't want to live there again, then yeah, I'll probably get a crash pad. But if it's a city that I want to move to, then yeah, I will go there. Like London's an option, Tokyo's an option, Hong Kong's an option, LA's an option. If it's a more like exciting base, then yeah, I will move there. But if it's a place I don't really want to be, then I'll get a crash pad. CC Cho, what are your future goals now? My goal is to survive Corona, to vote the Cheeto out of the White House, and hopefully next year return to some normalcy and finally start a new career as a flight attendant. That is that's my current goal right now. Taking it day by day because who knows anymore. Raven Love, what is a crash pad? A crash pad is like for flight attendants. For like you get based in random cities. Like you might be based in Denver, for example, and you don't necessarily live in Denver. So a lot of people who are also flight attendants will help put in money to this place. So like you go there while you're on call and you stay and sleep there, but you still live somewhere else. And crash pads are really popular because it's cheaper. You have, roommates and stuff, but a crash pad is popular if you're in a city that you didn't like permanently move to and you're a flight attendant who's on call. So I hope that explained a crash pad. They were trying to tell us all this during the like hiring interview and stuff. And that's my understanding of what a crash pad is. Because they said they understand people don't necessarily, like people who have like kids and husbands, say in Seattle, and then they get hired as a flight attendant and they're based in Houston. They wouldn't necessarily want to move there, but they'll help put in money for a crash pad there. So she can still go home to her family, but go there and sleep there when she has to work, if that makes sense. Ooh, back. I gotta stop slouching. Let me sit up. Jeffrey Lalonde, Cece, did you listen to Kang Daniel's new song, Not Wave, the other new one? There's another new one? Literally just last week, we were talking about the new song, Wave. No, I didn't know he had another new song. That's crazy. No, I never heard that one. Love your random dimple hum. Yeah, the song stuck in my head because y'all were like, illegal. Now it's stuck in my head. It's really easy for me to get songs stuck in my head. I want anyway. Phoebe, are you excited for Blackpink album with Ari and Selena Gomez? Is that confirmed though? I thought it's like just like speculation and stuff. Is that really confirmed? Because that'd be kind of cool. Selena Gomez, that's an interesting choice. I can see Ariana though, because they're already like the same height and age and stuff. That would be really cool. Shantae K, oh man, I'm so late. Hi everyone, hope you're having a good Friday. We chilling, girl. Join the party. We just talking about horoscopes and Corey Kenshin and anime and travel and life. So yeah, join the chat. Sarah Bejic? I please tell me if I'm saying that right. Could you do a Q&A about you one day? I did one. I did a video when I hit 15,000 subs. I did do that one, but I mean, I could do another one if y'all want. It just, honestly, it kind of feels weird talking about myself a lot. So I try not to do it. That's why I like these Q&As mostly about like your questions about Korea and whatever else y'all want to talk about. But yeah. Charlie Sun, why do you call your fans idols? I like the name idols because most of us here have like an interest in like K-pop, and I don't have like any religious meaning behind it because I know like an idol is like a thing to worship, but like idol also means it's tickling me. Idol also means like someone positive or someone that's like good to look up to. Like I googled it first, and to me, like every time I get a new subscriber, it makes me happy. Like I just feel like idols is like a good name for me because I'm not trying to sound corny. Like and that's why even when I made the video announcing it, people were like, I'd feel more comfortable with the name if you said it more confidently, but I don't want to sound too corny, but like you guys are my idols because you put in effort to comment and subscribe and draw stuff. And to me, y'all are idols. So I thought that was fitting since we have this mostly mutual appreciation for K-pop. And I also thought it was kind of like alliteration since my name is Isis and then idols. And I don't know, it kind of made sense to me. I don't know. Don't judge me. I like the name idols. And I asked people and most people seemed okay with it. So I just kind of stuck with it. um, Min Honey, when I get my bachelor's degree in business administration, I'm gonna try being a teacher in Korea. Even though I'm afraid to travel, I don't want to get lost. Honestly, I was like that too, though. Like the night before I left, before I went to the airport, and I'm looking at my room packed up, and I see my suitcase, and I'm like, I'm really about to leave the country. Oh my God, what am I doing? Like I was scared because I was alone. I didn't get on the plane with anyone. My mom dropped me off and was texting when you land in China. And it's just, I was so excited that I wasn't really worried anymore. As long as you have Wi-Fi and there's a lot of random Wi-Fi in Korea, you're good because a lot of these navigation apps have English options now. And a lot of stops on subways and trains let you, this stop is Dongdaemun Plaza. Like they'll tell you in English too. Like it'll be in Korean, sometimes in Chinese, sometimes in Japanese, but almost always in English. This stop is, and it's always the same peaceful voice. So it helps you get around. Like you probably won't really get lost in Korea. I have no sense of direction, and I was very, very rarely lost. So I think you'll be okay. Alina Garcia, what is your family or what did your friends and parents think of you moving to Korea? My friends were like, honestly, they were more worried than my parents were. Like they were like, but North Korea. And I'm like, girl, if North Korean or if South Korean people start to freak out, then I'll freak out. But Western media, the news, we already hype up everything. So I'm not too scared about that. My parents, they're like, I mean, I can't tell you not to go. Like, do what you want if it makes you happy. Just I hope you're safe. And when I tell them like I was safer, way safer in Korea than I was here, they like, I can believe that because when you watch the news, it's a couple was murdered in their home and a carjacking here. Like it's Walmart was shot up by an unknown gunman. Like it's way safer in Korea. So I think that gave them peace of mind too. They were very supportive of it. They didn't get in my way. They didn't care. They helped me get my visa, my fingerprints done. I had to go to the embassy a few times. So they were very supportive about it. BB, what's your favorite TV show so far? That's hard to pick a favorite, man. Honestly, though, I actually really like 2 Days, One Night, season 3, and Running Man a lot. But these days, I haven't really been watching too much TV. I still keep up with 90 Day Fiance. I like Naked and Afraid. I don't know why I like that show, but I keep watching it. Yeah, those are honestly the main like TV shows I'm actively watching. I used to really, really love Criminal Minds, but then that show just ended. It's a mess. Zakira Walker, do you have your driver's license? Nope. Hi, I'm 27 years old and I don't know how to drive. No, I don't have my license, but I can explain. So what had happened was I got my permit and everything back when I was like 18. And in Maryland, you had to have your permit for 9 months before you could practice driving. I took driver's ed, passed driver's ed, and I tried to get my license before I went off to school because my school was out of state. So I wanted to get my license before, or try to. I took the driving test only once and I failed. Now, what's aggy about the whole thing is the reason I failed, y'all are going to laugh. I did, the parallel parking, everything in the parking lot was fine. I made the left-hand turns because when I was about to pull out to go on the road, I looked left and I looked right and then I pulled out. She instantly failed me because I didn't look left, right, and then left again before I pulled out. She instantly failed me. So then I didn't really think about it too much because I was at school in Newark, New Jersey. We took the train everywhere because we only went to like New York and back. So we took the train everywhere. And then right from college, I went to Korea and we took trains and buses everywhere there. So I never really thought about it. I need to get my license. I'm going to try to get it this year, but then Corona. So no, I don't have my license, but I do plan to get it before I become a flight attendant because especially if I'm going to be in another city, I need to be able to drive myself around. So yeah, I don't have my license. Thanks for calling me out. Kaboja gay illegal. Y'all really got that song stuck in my head. World of Waverly, I legit still can't believe we both went to Rutgers, New York. Yeah, that's crazy. It's a small world. And it's funny because I actually meant to pick the New Brunswick campus because since I was 10, I wanted to be a meteorologist. I was obsessed with the weather. I wanted to study the hell out of the sky and just know atmospheric science. And that was my thing. But once I got to college, I realized I'm garbage at math. And that's a huge part of this. Who would have thought? I even had this mentorship with this girl at NY1 News station in New York. So I got to sit there and watch like how she films and the little markers in front of the green screen. I was like, so this is how it's done. And I made that connection by going to the nurse on my campus one day. And I told her about what I want to do. She said, you should talk to my sorority sister. She works at NY1 News. And I was like, for real? And I got hooked up. I'm just really bad at math. And as I got older, I had different interests. So I meant to pick the New Brunswick campus, but I picked Newark. And meteorology and atmospheric sciences wasn't even on the Newark campus. It was in the New Brunswick one. So I was going to transfer after like 2 years, but then I just changed my major to geology, which I liked at first, but then I didn't like it so much anyway. So yeah, that was a college. Charlie's son, do you have a TikTok? Nope. Mm-mm. I thought about it, but seeing how there are constant reports of them like suppressing videos from people they don't think are attractive or people who are overweight, or that BLM glitch where people were trying to make TikToks about Black Lives Matter and suddenly those videos weren't visible. Stuff like that. They suppress a lot of stuff, and I don't really want to be a part of that. And it kind of seems like a toxic place for pedos to gather too, like watching these little kids do their dances. I'm just not interested in TikTok, really. Guess my bad. I've been talking a lot. Bajula Yobi, 2020 is the worst year. It really, really, really is. I was so ready to rein in this year. Like every time I look back at that last post on Instagram that I made for 2019, like 2019, I finally learned to love myself. I'm really happy with who I am. I've cleared up my mental space. Now next year, I'm going to start my career. Sits here and laughs in August, jobless. So yeah, this new year though, I'm probably, if it's safe, finally, if it's under control, I'm going to party my ass off because God willing, we will be wringing out the Cheeto, throwing out Corona with it, getting all these Republican senators out who said, this is fine. Let them burn the White House down, Mr. President. All these people will be gone. I'm just really hopeful for 2021. I cannot wait to see what future scholars and future history books are going to say about this year. Like, what are they going to call this? Like Mask Gate, or like the war against masks, Corona. Like, I'm so curious what they're going to say about this. And I can be like, I lived it, kids. It was a mess. The liberals were the enemies, apparently. Oh, man. Nia G, we complained about 2019 so much, we manifested a bad 2020. For me, though, I mean, I was sad in a way that my teaching was ending, but then as things with the flight attendant stuff progressed, I was like, I got something else to look forward to. I don't know why I keep burping. But no, 2019 was actually pretty good for me. I don't know, somewhere throughout last year, I had this epiphany where I just felt very happy and very content with who I am. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was getting out of Korea. I don't know. But I have never been this confident in my entire life. So I wanted to carry this energy into this year when I started working again. And LOL. Positive in 2020. Now we want to be negative, COVID negative. Charlie's son, would you ever pursue something in entertainment? No, not really. I mean, more power to the actors and the models and the musicians, but no, I'm not really interested in that. And it's funny, like people, I'm a shy person. Like, it is one thing to take pictures in my room by myself where I can adjust how I look and show a flattering angle and control my own lighting and delete the ones I don't like or talk to y'all without people around me. But I'm shy. Like, when there's people watching me, I'm like, like, I try to minimize my existence. So I'm not built for anything in entertainment like that. I know myself, and I know that's not it. Rosius, when did you leave Korea? Well, I left teaching permanently in January of 2019. My contract was up, but I stayed for a month because my ARC still hadn't expired until the end of February. So I stayed, enjoyed a month with my friends, and I went back home in like February 26th. And then I was home for a few months, and early September, like September 5th or 7th, I went back to Korea. And then I stayed until like November 20th or like 23rd or something like that. I came home right before Thanksgiving. So yeah, I've been in America though consistently since November of 2019. Antoinette, did you have any awkwardness with your boss for schools at Talk? Honestly, they're so cute because especially since I was at a public school and not a Hagwon. Sorry, readjusting. At Hagwons, you will likely find a staff that mostly speaks English because that's what they do. Like, they're an English academy. But when you're at a public school, you have other Korean teachers there teaching science and gym and art. So like, you find a lot of people who don't really speak your languages. So nothing was really awkward though. It was really cute because they really tried to communicate with me. Like, they would be like, you look so trendy. And I'm like, oh, thank you. Like, it was cute more than awkward. The one thing that was weird is when I was leaving my first school in Jeju and I let them know I was going to be on the mainland again, my principal said, he wanted my mentor teacher to translate for him. He said, hopefully I could find a boyfriend on the mainland. And I was like, because he started laughing and like blushing as soon as he said it. So I looked at my mentor teacher. I'm like, I heard Namja Chingu. What did he say? And like, I'm like, I hope he wasn't making no weird advances. But she said, he hopes you find a boyfriend on the mainland. I was like, oh, wow. And then he was like, maybe you can move to Korea and have a family. And I'm like, no. But it was not awkward. Like, it was more sweet than awkward for me, like seeing them, the effort, like they really did try to communicate with me and stuff. So that was nice. Alina Leia, was geology fun? At first, yes. I really enjoyed, we had this class called Geological Field Methods, where every Friday was a hike. I was amazing, and it was the fall semester, so fall hikes. I love hiking in the fall. I love the leaves. I love the crisper air. I just love hiking in the fall. So that was fun. We had to hike up to the Catskills, and we had to take dirt samples and make, I can never say this word, stratigraphic columns and write papers about them and try to come up with our theories of how this specific geological formation formed. So that was fun. I did like those classes, but classes like soil science, I did not like that. Sat in a lab every day for like 4 hours. Well, not every day. It was like once a week or every other day. I think it was twice a week. And we would just sit there in the lab for like 4 hours looking at dirt. And that class was awful. So, yeah, some classes were fun. Like I liked oceanography. I liked field methods. I didn't like soil science. I didn't like all the math that came with it because I struggle. So, yeah. Raven Love. I hope I'm saying it's like the Review Love sort of fandom name. Okay. Why did you choose to study geology, or as you say, rocks? I got tricked, yo. So, like I said, I had been wanting to study meteorology since I was like 10. And what had happened was I picked the wrong campus. I picked Newark instead of New Brunswick. And I had this class, weather and climate, that I really, really liked. And I got along with the professor really well because he helped me a lot with like resources. He told me I should join the STEM program because it helps minorities get into science, technology, engineering, and math. And, you know, we're not really in that field too much. So he was really supportive in that. And I told him about my plan to transfer to New Brunswick so I can study meteorology. And he said, well, you know, I've got a background in geology, and I think you would get more work if you became a geologist. So, and he's right, because I could get meteorology jobs and geology jobs with a geology degree. But so in a way I was tricked, but also he made sense. So I just switched it to geology instead of applying to transfer to New Brunswick because it was the closest thing pretty much. So that's how I started to study rocks. Oh, man. Jesse McDaniel, what did you write your talk essay on? What did I write about? I think I wrote about how it's like important to be an ambassador to like connect. It was corny. I was saying how it's important to like connect the world and help, you know, Korean people learn more about America, and me, from what I learned in Korea, I could bring back to America. Yeah, it was really corny. I'm sorry. But yeah, I was like, oh, it's important to be an ambassador and bridge the world and connect and get to know people. Yeah, that was pretty much what I wrote about. I'm pretty sure. Elena Garcia, were you nervous to teach for the first time? Hell yes. Oh my God. And it's funny because my mentor teacher could tell. So she let me know that for like the first week or two, she would take the lead and I would just kind of like back her up. Like I said, I got really lucky with the program. Some of my friends have had nightmare situations with their schools. I was blessed. Like they were the nicest people to me. And she was like, oh, you're shy. It's okay. I will take the lead. She was really sweet. So for the first like week or so, I was just like, okay, so for the game, and I would explain the game rules, and like she would write something on the board and say like, is that right? And I'm like, yeah. Or I would tell her like, well, switch the and with a. I was like, well, when it's a vowel, it has to be and, not a. Like things like that was for the first week. But I kind of got those jitters out during orientation because we had mock classes, we had practicums where we had to cover a certain topic and teach people our age, 20-something-year-olds looking at us like they're the 10-year-old kids we'll be teaching. So that kind of helped get those jitters out, and seeing how a lot of people were just as nervous as I was. Like we're all in the same boat, like, you know what I mean? So those practicums were definitely very helpful. But you just get used to it after a while. It's weird and corny to say that, but after a while, teaching becomes second nature. I got so used to it. I was like, okay, so for this game, you guys ready? Like you just keep the energy, and, you know, and the kids, like, they're supportive too. Like, teacher, it's this, or teacher, we do that. Like, you'll find that like there's at least one or two kids who really like you, and they come early, stay late. They want to try and take charge of the class, and like, teacher says be quiet. It's so cute. And they're like, June, and they get quiet. So yeah. I thought, I was on the plane, I was like, yo, they about to send me right back to America. Like, you bet you can't teach, but you get used to it. I thought I'd be too shy and too like reserved and timid to do it. But after a while, you just get used to it. It's great. And that's why I feel like it helped me learn a lot about myself. So yeah. Bieber Love Bug. Hi from Mexico. Love your channel. Thank you, Bieber Love Bug. Is it too late now to say sorry? I'm running out of water. Alita Leia, you don't see yourself doing work in geology. Nope. And that's why I have such mixed feelings about college, because I know hella people who studied business administration and now they're in like the tourism industry, or like, we go to school. I feel like it's more to learn about yourself than to actually forge your career. I know hella people who are doing political science majors in college and now they own a business or whatever. Like, it doesn't, I don't know. I feel like if it should definitely be more affordable, and obviously you need a degree, like if you want to teach and you do learn about yourself. But I honestly, at this point, don't have any interest in geology as a career. So yeah. Like, look at me. I'm trying to be a flight attendant. You don't even need a degree for that. So, you know, it is what it is. Oh, Min Honey, Corey X Kenshin just posted a video. Did he really? The only thing is, I hate watching his videos late sometimes, because when people and screaming, I gotta turn my computer down because I got roommates and they probably think I'm being murdered or something. Yeah. Raven Love, how much does a flight attendant job pay? It depends on your experience level. It depends on the airline. For me, I won't be making that much. I'm not gonna lie, but it's livable because I've lived off of less, so I'm not really too concerned about that. Plus, the main thing I want to do is travel, and if I can do that for free, then that's where my money would go elsewise. Like, aside from rent, it would be travel. So I'm not too worried about that part of it. So I think my entry level would only be like 35 to 40K a year, which is not great, but I've lived off of less. So I'm good with it. And then, you get paid longer, the longer you're in the field, I guess. So Slipperlick, what was your first reaction when you touched Korean soil? I was in disbelief. Like, I was still very much not, like, because I already didn't sleep during my layover in China, barely, because I was like, I had Dogebi downloaded on my laptop, and I was just like sleep. I was like, I need to shower, and I was just in and out of sleep, and I was like, I cannot miss this flight. I don't want to be stuck in China. So then when I finally got there, I'm just like, and I'm seeing like the Korean signs, all this stuff that I saw from dramas and TV that I was watching and vlogs, and I was like, yo, I was just in disbelief for like the first 3 months of being in Korea. It just did not feel real. I was like, I'm not really here. I'm still in America. I'm going to wake up one of these days. It took a while for it to settle in that I was actually in Korea. So it was unreal when I first got there. BB, how did you learn Korean? I don't really consider myself, I don't think I've learned Korean because I'm still nowhere near fluent or anything. But I started with this website. I try to recommend it to everyone because it's a free way to learn Korean. And it's howtostudykorean.com. I'll show you what the like emoji thingy looks like, so you know if it's the same website I'm talking about. And this is actually how I was able to find Memrise, because they had like a unit with Memrise. But this is what it looks like. If you can see how to study Korean. This guy is a foreigner. So like, I feel like learning Korean from a foreigner too is helpful, because he's able to be like, so from America's point of view or from an English speaker's point of view, this is weird. So this is what you have to get used to. That's what I really appreciate. And he has like when I first started using the website, there were no like audio stuff you could practice with. There were no sentence practices. He upgraded a lot. Like he has a YouTube channel that goes along with it. He has a memorized unit that goes along with it to drill in the vocabulary of each unit. Those are my main resources. It's really, really great. I'm honestly surprised he doesn't charge people. Like it's totally free. And like I said, now he has a YouTube channel that goes along with it too. So it's very, very helpful. And I found Memrise through that. And I thought that was the only Korean, but there's also a ton of Korean units. There's Japanese, there's Spanish, Italian, German. Like you can learn a lot of languages on Memrise. So, Pamela Hobbs, how is Korea on 4th of July? They don't do anything on 4th of July because it's not a holiday for them. They celebrate their own Independence Day. So for 4th of July, you'll see foreigners maybe gathering, but to Korea, it's just another day. Alina Leia, have you ever thought about seeing a fortune teller? No, I do remember my mom she recommended me seeing this lady. I forgot her name. And she sent me like a text of what my future would be. She told me that when I was 23, my life would change. And that is when I went to Korea. But she also said that I would be married with a kid at 25. I'm 27. So that did not happen. So I don't think fortune tellers are very valid. And I don't think I'd like what I'd hear anyway. So I don't want to put myself in that situation. Oh, man. Nia G, wait, what's the YouTube again? Are you talking about for howtostudykorean.com? Because if you go on their website, at the end of every unit, they have links to their YouTube channel, so you can see it there from their website. I don't remember what it's probably called How to Study Korean. That's probably the name of the YouTube channel, but you can find it on their website. It's really, really good. If that's even what you're talking about, probably not. Raven Love, what is Chuseok? Chuseok is like Korea's version of Thanksgiving, sort of. It's when Koreans go to their hometowns and they enjoy time off work and off school with their families. And, you know, they give thanks to their family members who are still around and remember the ones who aren't. And usually it lasts like 3 days, but it also depends on what day of the week it falls on. Sometimes it goes into other holidays. Like I remember in 2017, I had like 11 days of consecutive no work because I had a weekend and then Chuseok, and then there was like Hangul Day, and then the president made another day, and then I had the following weekend too. Sometime in 2018, it was like legit 3 days, and then it ran into the weekend too. So it depends, and it changes because I think it has something to do with the moon schedule. Don't quote me. I think it changes because of the moon, kind of like Lunar New Year. So yeah. Yeah, Chuseok and Lunar New Year are different. Chuseok happens in the fall or like late summer, and Lunar New Year is always in the middle of like January or February. Yeah, those are different. So I am probably going to cut this soon because I'm losing my voice. I can feel it I'm like straining a bit to talk more. And yeah, so I'm going to try to wrap up some more 질문s, some more questions. Monet of cosplay. I guess I think I would say the name like that. When traveling to Korea, is a bed and breakfast or hotel better? I want to be comfortable as possible. I've actually never been to a bed and breakfast in Korea. The only like temporary living situations I've been to several hostels. I've been to an Airbnb before. It's expensive. It's really nice. We had this bomb apartment in Gangnam downtown. It was beautiful. And I wanted to be like, my first weekend in Seoul, I want to be fancy. So we spent a lot of money on that. And then for like guest houses, like in like a hostel, you know, you get a bunk bed with a bunch of other people. But that's actually really nice because you meet a lot of other foreigners and travelers passing by too. So it depends. Like, but I've never gone to a bed and breakfast. I've never, not even in America, I've never done that before. So, but I remember like when I usually go to a guest house, we pay like 20,000 won a night. The cheapest I ever played was in Itaewon, and it was like 10,000 won a night, but they also had no AC, and it was a jjimjilbang. So there's that. And for the Airbnb for the weekend, the total cost was like 375,000 won, and that was divided by 3. But then my friend didn't pay, so I covered her too. So yeah, that was a bit expensive for me, but yeah. Janelle Jones, how do you like your new skincare products? Dude, I love it. Yo, I'm not wearing any makeup on my face right now. I do have a little pimple here that I guess you can't really see. I do have this scar I'm trying to fade here, but it's a lot of steps, but so far I like it. And SkinStar just sent me August box, which is some of the same products from before, but this time it comes with a little booklet of the order of products. I didn't have to figure it out for myself like I did last time, so that was helpful. Yeah, I like the stuff so far. So far, so good. I do need to get a new serum soon because I'm kind of running out. Doing this stuff twice a day. Now, stay with me stuck in my head because I was talking about dokebi. It's funny, my friends always call me a jukebox because they will say one word and I'll start singing a song because of it. It's pretty interesting. BB, what's your favorite busking? What do you mean by a favorite one? Like, I enjoy hearing people do buskering. I don't even know how to make that like a verb, but I enjoy, hearing people sing on the streets and stuff, especially behind river at night. It's so sweet. And then the cops usually tell them like, all right, it's late. You can't sing here anymore. Miyaji, cheapest city in Korea. I don't know. Honestly, it seems like any countryside place is pretty much very, very overly affordable. Like when I lived in Jeju, though, for example, it's a city, but not so much like Seoul and Busan and Gwangju or anything. But my rent there, for example, was like $550 a month, and then my rent in Taean was 400 or 350 a month. But in Seoul, obviously it'd be like 900 a month or 1 million a month. 1 million won, not $1 million. But I don't know. Like I unfortunately didn't get to go out of Seoul too often unless I was in my hometown. And that's something I want to change the next time I get a chance to visit Seoul, or Korea. I can't really pick a cheapest city because even in Seoul, eating is cheap. Like or shopping is cheap unless you go to like Gangnam, because that's when you see like the Fendi and the Versace and Gucci shops and stuff, and you're like, oh, okay, I'm in the wrong part of town. I'm too broke to be here. So that's a little different. But for the most part, it was all very much affordable. Alina Leia, was it expensive to travel to Jeju and Seoul? The most I ever spent on a flight, I actually had to buy it at the airport like same day, and I was like 180,000 won, so like 150 bucks, $160. Usually my average flight cost round trip, if I got it like in advance enough, was like $70 or 120. I think the cheapest I ever got it was like 46 round trip, and I was like, and then when I first started to do it, I actually had to get one of my friend's co-teachers. I would wire him the money and he would order it for me because you needed like a Korean account to do it. And the accounts they set us up with were just standard basic bank cards. So it wasn't a Visa or a MasterCard or a major credit card. So I couldn't use it online to buy stuff. So after that, like they were cheapest when he was able to do it because he knew all the websites and stuff. But when I started to buy them on my own, on average, it would be like 70 to 90,000 won round trip for the flights. Yeah. Carolee C, any anime recommendations? I love Steins Gate. I love Angel Beats. I love Danganronpa. Still can't pronounce that so well. I just watched one called Seven Seeds. That was interesting. That was pretty good. It's hard to think of them on the spot where I watched it and I was like, yo, that was awesome. I really like Tokyo Ghoul, Psychopaths, Parasite the Maximum, Future Diary, Ajin Demigod or Demi-Human. Oh my god, there's so many. Okay, so if I had to pick, I would say Steins Gate. Steins Gate is still my absolute favorite. That's the one I like to recommend to people the most because it's very much the time travel paradoxes and the psychological stuff. I love it. I love those type of stuff. So it's really good. Angel Beats is more sad if you want to feel. And I just watched also a Kame Got Killed, and I liked it until it got too sad. And I was like, why did I watch this? Like, why did I put myself through this? So, yeah. It depends. Yeah, Danganronpa has so many plot twists. It really does. It was really good though, but yeah. Oh, Winnie B. Hi, Cece. I made it. Good to see you. Yes. Luca Net. What do you think about Taemin's new comeback? See, this might get my K-pop card revoked because I've actually never really been too into SHINee. I haven't been able to really like hop on the SHINee train so much. So don't hate me. I didn't even know he was having a comeback. But yeah, my bad. Wait, the ending of Umbrella Academy is sad? What's sad? Min Honey? Oh, Devil Man Crybaby. Tammy Babbington XOXO. Akami got killed, made me shed tears upon tears. I was so mad because some of those deaths were so unnecessary. And that is funny, as people were going, I was like, wow, she's gonna be the last one left just because the show's named after her. I was so upset. Oh man. How could you? Yeah, I'm sorry. The only SHINee songs I know are Normal Adam Down, 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 View. And the ling ding dong, ling ding dong, ling a ding ding a ding ding. They've never really been my style too much. I'm sorry. Just Songyamnida or just Songyamnida. I'm about to say just Songyohamnida. That's like two different polite levels of saying sorry. Zamia Greer crying over an anime. No, here's the thing with me. I cry in any forum if there's any sort of like self-sacrifice or like dying for the greater good or dying so this person can live. I will automatically cry. I literally can't help it. I'll be like, God damn it. Even if I don't feel sad, if I'm watching it and I was like, oh, he's like, you guys go on without me. I got this. I'll be all right. I'm like, man, this is so stupid. And I'm crying. But I'm like, not upset. I'm just like, God damn it, this sucks, man. He's such a good dude. And that happened a lot in Kami Got Killed. So I cry a lot and things like that. That's usually my go-to. That's what always makes me cry. Movies like Armageddon that weren't even particularly good. Plot or spoiler alert, it ended with Bruce Willis staying on the asteroid to blow up the asteroid so all of the world could survive. That movie makes me cry every time. Especially when I hear the Aerosmith, I don't want to close my eyes playing along with it. So that's going to make me cry all the time, beyond my control. And I've learned to accept that. And it happens a lot in anime because there's always like, you guys go on ahead, I got this. I'm always like, damn, man, please don't die. Or like in Future Diary, Fairy Tale, I was about to start crying when it looked like Gray was about to sacrifice himself to be like, this is my moment. Fairy Tale, I leave it all to you. And then Nazi just said, shut the fuck up and punched him out of it. That was the best. I was literally crying and I was laughing. Like happy, laughing, actual tears. So that was funny. Oh, man. Man, y'all, okay, so I'm thinking I shouldn't watch Devilman Crybaby because y'all are, I don't want to set myself up for sadness. Oh God, Jeffrey Lalonde. Cece, did you cry for Tom Holland's Spider-Man in Infinity War? Absolutely. I don't want to go. I was like, it's funny because that was at the point that I was mad in the movie because seeing all the dumb stuff they were doing, bringing the fight to Wakanda, I'm like, they just opened their borders. Now they fighting aliens on their soil. Or like Gamora telling him where the stone was on Volmir. All this dumb stuff people were doing and not sacrificing Vision sooner. I was mad. Like I wanted to walk out. And then when he was, I don't want to go. I was like, oh, Tom. And I just started crying. I'm a bitch. I cry very easily and stuff, man. Oh God. And then the moment when they came through their the warm holes that Doctor Strange opened, and Tony and Spider-Man got the hug again, that made me cry. Or especially Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow, her sacrifice made me cry. My mom was like, "I know you're not crying." I was like, "Shut up." Yeah, anything like that will always make me cry. It is what it is. I've accepted that. Winnie B, have you watched Spirited Away? But of course, I love Studio Ghibli. And I was kind of sad when we went to Tokyo. Our Airbnb was right there by the museum. And it was booked up for months. So then you get to go to the Studio Ghibli Museum. Oh, we were literally in walking distance to it. I was so hurt. I was like, damn, we missed it by that much. I was so sad. Oh boy. And this is unrelated, but it is also kind of related because we're talking about crying. I was just watching 90 Day Fiance, and y'all know the other way. So there's the girl who's with the guy in Korea, and he was venting to his mom about how he feels like a loser, how he can't provide for his son, and he's almost 30 and he keeps lying to his wife. And she's like, "Stop crying. Men aren't supposed to cry." I hate when people tell men not to cry. If you're a dude and you cry in front of me, you get points. Like, I cannot stand this crying is weakness, men shouldn't cry, because that's how you get school shooters and serial killers. Telling men they can't cry and let out their frustrations is really annoying to me. I got so mad watching that episode. She was like, "Men don't cry. What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "Bitch, he's your son and he is coming to you because he needs help and you're telling him not to cry." Sorry, that was unrelated, but we're talking about crying and stuff, so that made me think of that. Oh, your Princess Mononoke. And I was excited because Final Fantasy X is one of my favorite video games, like, of all time. And seeing how so much of that was inspired from Princess Mononoke, I thought that was really, really cool. I was like, are those the chocobos? Is that what the chocobos are inspired from? That was really, really cool. Even the storyline of it. I was like, this is where Final Fantasy X got it. Oh, I thought that was awesome. God damn it. That song is stuck in my head. I don't even like that song and it's stuck in my head. Oh, God. I think the girl's from, like, Utah or something. Are you talking about the one with, what is Jihoon? I think it's Jihoon, and the girl's from, like, Utah or Colorado or somewhere out west, I think. Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars? I could really use a wish right now. Wait, why are we talking about Airplanes by B.O.B.? Aladdin, can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars? That was my song before B.O.B. came out as a crazy flat earther. I was like, you picking a beef with a scientist, Neil deGrasse Tyson, right now? Like, what the hell? I could really use a wish right now. I fucking love, and I used to love Paramore. Oh my God. I love Paramore. So see, I love when, like, hip hop and rock, and I love those, like, cross genre collaborations. So I was really excited that she was singing with B.O.B. I was like, I love those type. That's why I love the Linkin Park Jay-Z Collision Course album so much. That's why I love Linkin Park so much. Like, they did that song Together We Made It with Busta Rhymes. They got a song with Rakim. I like rock and hip hop and stuff together. So seeing Haley do that, and her voice is amazing. Oh my God. Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky are like No Neck Ed? Or No Neck Ed. It's honestly, I tried not to make fun of him for that, but he was an absolute a-hole to Rose. I was like, no, you deserve it. You're a dick. He's like, your breath smells, so sometimes it's not pretty. Your breath isn't pretty. I'm like, it's like, can you shave your legs? I don't like it. Oh my God, he kept trying it. Oh, I was so proud of Rose for breaking up with him. Clearly, for some reason, she actually did like him, because if she had no intention to actually be with him, she would not be upset that he didn't want to have kids. She'd be like, I don't care. I'm not having your child. I just want to get to America. The fact that she broke up with him because she wanted to have kids and he didn't, to me, that gives credibility to the fact that she actually liked him for some reason. So him trying to say she was fake and only after his money, that pissed me off. I was like, if she's willing, if she wanted to have your child, ugh. I'm sorry. My bad. Shantae K. Cece, what did you say your favorite got7 song was again? 네가 하면 참아도 말이 돼. 네가 하면 난 이기지 못한대. What's it called? If You Do. Sorry, that's my favorite got7 song by far still. They have many, many bops, but that's definitely my favorite one by far. I don't know, Google it. Finally, I made it. That's like the best name. I don't know, Google it. I didn't know so many people got into 90 Day Fiance. You know what's actually interesting? Before I even knew what the show was, I got a message, a DM on Instagram. I was in a relationship with that Korean dude I told y'all about. And I got a DM from somebody saying, are you willing to move for love? Do you have international relationships or something? And it was like a link to something. I'm like, what the heck is this? And when I showed my friend Erin, she's like, is that 90 Day Fiance? I'm like, what is 90 Day Fiance? And I didn't even get into the show until months later. And I was like, is this what they were talking about? I don't know. Probably unrelated, but I thought that was funny that I got a random DM when I just so happened to be in a relationship with someone who had a different nationality. He was Korean, I'm American. I don't know. But then she got me into that show and I've been hooked ever since. I hate that I like it so much, but I do love it. Oh boy. 2 hours and 50 minutes. Can't believe y'all are still here. I see Lion 211777. Bye. Yeah, I think I'm gonna be ending this soon too, and I said that like 30 minutes ago. Sometimes I don't know how to end these because like when people are still asking questions, I don't want to be like, well, bye. I would like to wait until the questions start to slow down and then I can tune out. But if there's new ones still coming in, then I kind of feel bad for just being like, gotta go. Jeffrey Lalonde, if you do the dance though, that Jackson looks insanely good. I fully miss Jackson with blonde hair. That was my weakness. As soon as he went back to like the permanent brown, I was like, eh. And that footwork is still something I can't do. I've almost broken my own ankle like twice. Get your ankles broke. I've almost broken my own ankle twice trying to, I'm like, I tried to watch it like slow down, like, like trying to see what they're doing. I'm looking at their feet and I still can't do it. So yeah, that was funny. But yeah, Jackson as a blonde, oh my God, he looks so good with blonde hair. I mean, I know being that platinum cannot be healthy. So he probably said, I'm not keeping up with this no more. All the toning shampoos he probably had to keep up with. But yeah, Shanti can get your ankles broke. Yeah. Good old Corey. Oh my God. I think as soon as I'm done with this, I'm gonna have to watch his new video. Cause I was watching last night he uploaded one about the scariest jump scares, but he was screaming so loud. So I had to finish it this morning. He's like, oh, get up. I'm like, Corey, shut up. So I'm like turning it down, like, sorry, this is loud. Oh man. I mean, she said, get your ankles broke. I don't know, Google it. Are you excited for the BTS comeback? I'm very excited. I want to try and learn the choreo. I hope maybe I'll do a reaction video because I haven't done one in a while. It's just the reaction videos. I'm not that reactionary type of person. Normally I'm just watching like, and then I realize, oh wait, I'm recording. I should be saying stuff. So I'm not really too good at it, but I might do something like that. But BB, what about JB? Oh, JB is my bias. JB is my favorite. He's my absolute favorite. Oh my God. I'm just saying we can't ignore that blonde Jackson was a moment. But JB is my favorite member. Like, he's my number one. BB, you should watch Poise. I love Poise's videos too. I just have to like keep my hand ready on the volume button to turn it down when he's screaming and turn it back up when it's quiet. I like Poise too. He's funny as hell. Oh, my back. I'm getting old. And I still keep slouching. I need to get one of those braces that keep your shoulders like back. Winnie B. Yep, JB forever. Did you see all those pictures JB just uploaded on Instagram? I was supposed to be going to sleep last night, and then he posted all this. I was just like, oh snap! Just like. Shantae K, I've been vibing to Focus on Me recently. That's probably one of my favorite songs from last year as a whole. Now Focus on Me. I love that song so much. I hope him and Yugim does more music together because I feel like of all the members, their personal styles vibe with me the most. Like even when they did their what was that? The spinning top gift out? No, not spinning top. The present out. Look, it's hard to keep up with these chains of albums and stuff, but they each had their own solo song that was like a reflection of their style. Like Bam Bam's was with Party, and of course it was an EDM thing. Jackson was We Made It? Was that Jackson? Yeah, that was Jackson. And then Mark, I forgot what Mark's was. I know Jin Young's was Youth. But of all of those, my two absolute favorites were Yugim's Fine and JB Sunrise. I played those songs on repeat. Them notes he was hitting in Sunrise. I just love their style. Like, and the fact that like JB listened to D'Angelo and he knows Music Soul Child and stuff, I'm like, that I'm very impressed. Like to me, that type of stuff makes you seem like more genuine and not like you were hired to be you auditioned to be a trainee, so you're gonna be the singer or you're gonna be the rapper. Learn this stuff. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just my opinion. Yeah, Mark. Okay, On My Way. That was Mark's. I didn't like that one though. My bad. But I did really enjoy. I just said it. Fine and Sunrise. Oh boy. Zayma Greer, are there any other K-pop groups you could recommend? I haven't really been listening to too many newer ones because they're all young and it's weird, but I actually really like ONEUS. I've never heard a song that they released that I haven't liked, but their song, A Song Easily Written, Twilight, their new one too, Come Back Home or Come to Me or something, or Come Back to Me. I love ONEUS. They're another group that I really like their music. They dope. Oh, Shantae K, I'm loving all the blue hearts. You guys are awesome. I know, right? I didn't expect, honestly, I made the membership thing. I was like, I'll try this, but I didn't expect people to join. I really didn't. But I thought it would be kind of nice to offset some of the stress a little bit and also to offer more on the channel. But yeah. So, actually, we're at like 3 hours. Holy crap, I made it to 3 hours. Yeah, I think we're gonna cut it at the 3 hour mark. So Winnie B, yes, the ballads are awesome. Oh, that might get my K-pop card revoked as well because I actually don't like ballads. Ballads make me feel sad. Like I don't want to purposely feel sad. I like music that makes me want to dance. Can't really dance to a ballad, but yeah. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. I don't know why I'm so gassy. I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep it inside. And it keeps coming up like, bitch, bitch, I'm sorry. Oh, man. Jeffrey Lalonde, what's JB's Insta? It's like Deaf Soul something. Hold on. Let me go find the JBs. Deaf. Oh, crap, what is it? I think it's like Deaf Soul because he was just posting. But I think he also has a second one that I didn't even know about. I was like, wait, he has another Instagram account? Why is it so slow? Okay. It's jbnow.hr. And he just blessed us with some model-esque photographs. Yeah. I feel like it looks like he kept some of the length in his hair. I like when it was longer, but yeah. I think he has like 2 Instagrams though. Okay, yeah, that's an exception. Peace Life, Taeyang, Eyes, Nose, Lips is a good dance ballad. Miyane Hajima. Okay, that's an exception. That's a good one. There's always exceptions to like every rule, but in general, I don't really like ballads. He did have this song called Ige Aninde. That's like a slow song that's really sad, but it is so beautiful. So I make an exception for that. But other than that, I like stuff I can dance to. Okay, I will do one more question. Majimak Chilmun Ida. One more question. One more question. One more question. One more question. See, that's that's hard. Favorite dance song? I don't have just one. I have a bunch of go-tos that I hear it and I can't help but turn up. So I can't answer that one because I have more than one dance song that I like. Now Eyes No Slip just stuck in my head. 너의 눈, 코, 입, 네 말을 가진 손길 우리 사랑까지 가. Oh, Sunmi, I like that new song too. Okay, I'll do this last one. Nia G, how do you get into dancing? I mean, I'm not a pro by any means. It's fun. Like, I really like to play, Just Dance. I like to do that for exercise. So I like moving. I like dancing because it doesn't feel like exercise, but it's fun. And I feel cool when I'm in the club and I can do a little something. But I kind of feel like just being Black in general, we like to dance. But yeah, I'm not a pro. Like, I don't want to get y'all hypes up. I'm definitely no pro. I just like choreography. I like how people can move. And choreography usually helps me appreciate K-pop videos, for example. Like, when I can hear the song and imagine the choreography and do it in my mind, that's what makes me like the song more. Okay, so this is the end. It's 3 hours and 1 minute. I need to go to the bathroom. So I'm going to end this stream here. I will see you guys next Friday, and save your questions. And, thanks for watching if you did. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Annyeong.